All right.
So yeah, I'm late as usual. Learned it from a good friend of mine.
Yep.
Cash is King Trucking. Sorry about that, everybody. Oh, he just made me a thumbnail. I should have waited and used it. We'll just have to do another. We'll just have to do another live at some point to make up for it.
We could
Where
stop
are
now.
you this evening?
I'm in Pamplona right now. It's running of the Sterlings.
Are you about to get gored by a bull?
You can see I strike fear in everyone around me.
I see that. Wow.
Is it fear or admiration?
For them, I don't know. I think it should be fear. I've seen what them bulls do to them folks.
Yeah, I'm chilling at home. I wanted to thank you for stopping in on my live a little earlier today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
We had to keep her going. Thanks for coming in here tonight. Anybody don't know who Sterling is, he has a channel. I call it Story Time with Uncle Sterling. Some great stories. Are you playing roller derby?
We're still running with the bulls, right?
Just a different kind of bull. Well, put your link in the chat often and as much as you want.
All right.
Fate Trucking, I sent you a link. If you care to participate. Let's see, we got some folks in here already, even though I was tardy. Big question for tonight: did Heartland Express try to buy me out? And also, I have, I guess, another announcement to make at some point when there's hundreds of thousands of people watching, and I don't know, what do we get? 150 likes.
There we go.
So I'm not above bribery and coercion. I'm like that broker trying to tell you got to deliver a load even though you're out of hours. Hey.
Oh, that never happens.
You got to hit the like button even though you really don't want to. Billy Bob in the house. First, that one guy come on. He's a punk like that. He even told me so.
Uh-oh.
Oliver 880 in the house. Thanks for coming in. Georgia Patriot. Michael Anderson. Common Heartland. Yeah, no doubt. Uh-oh. Oh, blowing up. Phone's blowing up.
Yeah, you're popular already.
He's sending me a killer thumbnail. I should have waited. Damn, what was I thinking? Well, next time.
We can drop and just come right back in, right?
It's too good to waste. We want to save that one for next time. He's the man right there. I'm gonna have to cash app him something for that one. Hey, trucking in the house. Boom. Marty, what about these rates are like this for 5 years? Well, we get some volume to come with it, to come back, and fuel to go down. We wouldn't be in nearly as tough a shape in the spot market. That's for darn sure.
Ain't that the truth?
Unfortunately, fuel is creeping back up. It's kind of getting so, they play that game. You don't hear a lot of people noticing or talking about it right now that fuel's creeping back up because they play that game where they sky high and then bring it down and desensitize you to it. Oh, man, fuel came down.
Ain't
but
that
then
the
they
truth?
Weasel back in there.
I think Patrice O'Neill had a joke about that with tennis shoes, with sneakers, back when cool sneakers were $80 and all of a sudden they're $150.
Yep. WCF Invader said 3 minutes late ain't bad. It is for me. I pride myself in being punctual, and I was out double fisting it here, getting some water to drink. Doctor says, hey boy, you need to drink more water. Sage News Live in the house. There's hey now. Thanks for coming in. Probably won't be any intelligent discussion tonight, just jaw jacking.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
Yep. Killian's in the house. He says, I hate trucking. That's awesome. Sent Killian a link. Maybe he'll come in, tell us about his new branding deal with Dodge.
Or Harley.
Yeah, it's not a deal where they pay him. It's a deal where they brand their name across his chest.
Man.
Sorry, too soon? Too soon?
I thought he already got branded by Dodge.
Yeah. Any transportation in the house? Thanks for coming in. K-Save can't stop breaking down. F my life. What did you hit another deer, K-Save? Damn it, boy. You gotta stop that. Or We need to upgrade that Volvo. I heard she's a little long in the tooth.
Volvos
Hatsi
are
says,
very, very hungry for deer.
yeah. Is this deja vu? No, this is just part 2.
Yep.
Boosted Hatch in the house. Thanks for coming in. MN Trucking. Oh, Joshua Salinas. What's up, big strapper? I walked into Love's today. Paid close to $8 on salad. I'm telling you, the country hates drivers. They don't make it easy, do they?
No, but you'll hate yourself later when you're trying to digest that salad.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe not, but probably. WCF Invader will click the like button 150 times. I believe that will result in 75 likes, right? On, off, on, off.
Yeah.
Miller Boys Trucking. That your new truck DIY? Yeah, that's the one we're making a deal on. I'm going to fly out there on Saturday. That's the plan. I bought the ticket. Oh, I got to look for my passport. Hopefully. I might have a problem here. I forgot you got to have that real ID to fly, don't you? Domestically. And I got to see, my passport might be expired, and I don't know where my TWIC card is. I got to round some things up.
I remember somebody saying a TWIC card was good enough for it.
Yeah, I have one. I just hope it's not expired. Are those good for 10 years? Because I got one in 2012, maybe. Yeah.
Jeez, I don't remember.
I guess we'll find out. Michael White in the house. Yo, hot seat. Hit the like button. Killian said Pilot went up on shower price. I gave $25 for a shower today.
Oh,
like, whoa.
I paid $16 for one last week. I think they found out that I'm using MUDFLAP and they raised the price.
But you can still use your store points card with MUDFLAP.
Yeah. I don't shop enough there.
Okay.
I'm protesting big truck stops.
All right. Ryan Peterson, does DIY give out wrenches? I do. I'm just complacent in it. So let me see if I can. The thing is, when you're on StreamYard, you can't do it through StreamYard.
Yeah,
and
do it the back.
So I have to fire up my phone here. And you've been around a while. I'll get you a wrench. I have to first find my own live stream. It doesn't show up here. While I'm in there, I may as well hit the like button on my own live stream. Why is it not showing? I'm apparently invisible to myself. I must have blocked myself. Why did my thumbnail not show up?
Maybe you're not worthy.
Damn it, boy. Okay. I'm going to have to re-upload my... There's Ryan Peterson. Add moderator. There you go. It should have worked.
And I just added my my link there.
Okay. Michael Anderson, I promised that I noticed the fuel price. Okay. Yeah, I think people are noticing now because we were down 3 weeks ago, maybe. I paid like $4.09 here. And then within 2 days, it was like 25 cents higher.
Dude, so, the cheapest I paid was $3.80 a gallon just outside of Aurora, Nebraska.
I bet you thought you struck gold.
Oh.
You're probably running it into every empty pee bottle you had, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Little Al, hello from Iowa. Thanks for coming in. Look, there he is. Cash is King Trucking. $10 super chat. He's jacking his lower jaw.
Uh-oh.
We'll bring it on in here. We'll jack that upper jaw. I sent you a link if you're interested. I know you're on home time. No big deal. Stage says, shoot him a text. He'll have Sterling on his show. Well, there you go. Just, how do I want to do that? You got your link there? Sage, click on his link. And then, do you have your email on your channel, Sterling?
Yeah, it's in there somewhere.
Okay, or unless you want to give it out, then touch base that way. I kind of hate doing the text and giving out people's things, you know?
Yeah, and I get enough friggin'.
It sometimes doesn't work out.
Yeah, I get some of the ads. And
make the connection there. Sterling will come on your show, and he will tell you how we did go to the moon, as opposed to not going to today. Today, I told him why we didn't go to the moon, and he says that we did. So we'll have that great debate again.
And the Earth is flat.
Now you're talking crazy talk. The Earth is not flat, sir. It is a frisbee shape. It'd be flat on top and then just rounded edges. That's what we'll call it.
There we go. Well, I'm preaching truth from the junkyard today.
Oh, It looks like money right there behind you. Those cars are probably worth $1,000 again.
If there's any fuel in them.
Yeah. When they come to pick up your car for the scrapyard, how much fuel is in it? Half a tank. $3,000. Yeah, just King Trucking says K-Save will never starve. He kills a deer on the regular. Yeah, it's grilled venison.
Yeah. Well, that's
He gets done with
minced.
it.
That's minced at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. Grafton in the house. It's a logical thing to do. Thanks for coming in.
I was trapped in your favorite city last time I was trucking, Stockton, California.
Ooh. Did you go huddle around a burner barrel?
No, I was in a secure location, thankfully. But I caught Snorelord's morning live, and I asked him, "Hey, can you find me a load? Stockton to Reno, drive in, anything." And the only thing that was posted was like maybe $300 or even like that. And it's like, I've got one full tank right now. I could probably sell that fuel for more money than it would be to make profit on a load.
Yeah. Yeah, you could probably DoorDash your way home for more than that.
Well, here's the thing, Adam. The fuel that I had in that tank, I paid $4.60 a gallon for, and the closest truck stop in Stockton was $6.20 a gallon, I think, something like that. So I could have made what, $2 a gallon on the fuel that was in my tank.
Would have been more than the load paid. WCF Invader says, I think they delayed that real ID for domestic flights. I'll look it up. Yeah, please do. I'm getting mixed answers on that when I look it up. Some of the things say, yes, you need it. Some don't. But I'm not a flyer, so I never got the real ID. And if I could get there right now at a reasonable time and expense without flying, I certainly would. But I can cancel that flight if I have to. I don't want to, but
there's too many people. Who do you call? Do you call the airline? Do you call the airport?
Well, and it has a connecting flight. So say I take the first flight and get to that airport, and then they don't let me back on the plane. Well,
right.
Well, then I'm in a pickle. Everybody's saying 5 years, except for I forgot what the question was.
How long your TWIC lasts?
Oh, okay. So mine would be expired then. Why don't I take my corporate jet? It ain't got no gas in it.
Yeah.
JH, so I lowered my truck, Lone Star, the wrong. Now the airbags will be installed the right way. I'm going to lower myself out of business. I think I missed something there. We got somebody trying to come in here, but he ain't showing up, so we'll give him a little bit of time here. Get that straight. Cassius King, no real ID yet from Minnesota. Just saying I can go get the truck for you. Cash, did you you flew recently? Do you have that, or did you have to show some other identification? Let me know.
Good times. He's running a daycare center right now. He quit trucking.
Okay. Fate Trucking's in here. How you doing?
Hey.
You froze up.
I can't hear him. You there?
Wow.
Wow. Terrible.
That's a pretty picture. Cassius King says, showers, what are those?
I'm just glad Scott wasn't wearing eyeliner this time. Why does he always wear eyeliner on my channel?
He's got this pirate thing.
It's weird.
He's trying to be like Jack Sparrow.
We got enough weird stuff in the trucking industry. We don't need that kind of activity in this house.
Yep. J Truck in the house. Thanks for coming in. There's Sterling's link, everybody.
Yep.
Use it. Use it wisely. Use it
Don't
wisely.
overuse it.
Sterling also used to be a very experienced mechanic. So email him everything that's wrong with your truck, and he will help you fix it.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Oh, that spam folder is going to catch on fire.
May 3rd, 23, the real ID goes into effect. Currently, you can use a regular driver's license for domestic flights. Thank you, sir. That eases my mind a little bit. Thank you.
Now get WC Invader's contact information and say, this guy told me this. Get his phone number and everything.
That's what we need.
According to WCF Invader.
What we need, I need to go sit at the truck stop counter and consult a truck stop attorney.
Do they still have truck stop counters? When was the last time you
doubt
seen
it.
a restaurant open at a truck stop?
No, not recently. Cash says wrenches cost $1.05. Oh,
Oh man,
not against it. Fate Trucking, the $10 super chat, 1001 super chat. I appreciate that. Let's try
there
to
we
get
go.
him back in here.
Can you hear
there
me
he
now?
is. Yes.
Okay.
Looks like a lot of sugar you're drinking there.
It's the first soda I've had since Monday.
All right. Cash is chilling at the house watching Spiderman with his mini-me.
Good times.
Speederman. Steve Wildman in the house. Thanks for coming in.
There he is.
Sage News is going to email you the Big 10-4.
Cool.
He'll have you on. You're going to learn all about China. Shipping wars. They're probably, I've heard they're going to invade us within the next 2 weeks. I did not hear that from Sage, but somebody else said that. So right now I'm trying to eat my body weight in Chinese food before they take it away.
Oh, I agree with you on that.
Just in case. You can't be too careful.
Well, you don't want it outlawed, you know.
No, you don't want to be on the wrong side of the Chinese either. You want to adapt and learn to blend in. So I got to learn to eat that kung pao.
Yeah, well,
Ahead of time.
basically, you got to be John Cena. You got to learn Mandarin real quick.
Ooh, can he speak Mandarin?
Perfect Mandarin.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. G Walker in the house. I ain't seen G Walker in a while. How you doing? There you go, Sage. Sage got a channel there. Dropped his link.
Yeah.
Miller Boys Trucking. You need a driver for that pretty freight shaker. I don't know, not yet. We got to get her home and go through some things and just, put her through some stuff and check her out and fix a couple things.
Cute. It's cute that you say you got to get her home. You got to make it home.
Come on now. I don't need that bad juju. However, if I break down on the way home, that's YouTube gold, because then everybody can, I told you so. They'll watch the whole video just so at the end, I told you so. That's what you get for buying a junk truck.
Yeah.
Are you going to change your channel name now?
To what?
Yeah, he's going to be
DIY. Yeah, DIY Diva Trucking.
Oh, I know who put you up to that.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be DUI Trucking with DIY.
Oh.
The channel's not going to be able to go around for long because I'll be in jail for DUI in the truck. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have, I was saying earlier on Sterling's show, my yard is going to start to look like a freaking truck dealer because I have 3 trucks sitting there with not really moving too much. So yeah, I should probably be hiring somebody sooner than later.
Your yard's
sounds like rich people problems to me.
Yeah, his yard's going to start looking like a back street of Laredo, Texas.
You mean because of the brothel in my backyard? Jeff's Dirt in the house. Brother Craig, always at support. Oh, okay, JH. Yeah, we must have been using spell correct. So I lowered my Lone Star the wrong way. Now lowering it with airbags the right way.
Yep.
Lowering myself out of business. LOL. $6 a gallon in Cali. But better MPGs at 59. Lowering it should actually help a little bit. Keep some of that air out from underneath the truck. But a Lone Star, they're not the greatest aerodynamics out there you're going to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what's with them Lone Stars. I know another guy that has one, and he can't beg, borrow, or steal fuel mileage out of that thing. No matter how slow he drives it or whatever.
Just make sure it don't have a max force.
No, I think his definitely has a Cummins.
I know Cummins are real sensitive to gearing. Some guys that get really good mile per gallon out of them, it all depends on the gearing.
Yeah, I love Cummins. I think they're great engines. I just feel like after all these years, they should just be so much farther ahead in the fuel economy. I know, like their newer ones with the brand new specs and the X15 and newer trucks are doing pretty well, but they're still far behind like Freightliner and Volvo.
Well, Freightliner put billions of dollars through the DD15. I mean,
But look how long Cummins has been around. I mean, they're one of the OG diesels. You would think that unless they don't prioritize it, You
That
know,
could be
it's maybe not a priority. It might be power and torque. You know,
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
priority now is smog first.
Yeah, and but fuel is $5 a gallon, so priorities change.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cash King says no. The mandate, the COVID man made them push back the date. You have to have it. Okay,
That makes sense.
I thought you needed it to fly, but okay. Adco's in here. Thanks for coming in. Nevada trucking and trailer parks, trucking and trails. Just funning you. Just funning you, Nevada. Adco's in the house. Oliver says, starting Sunday, I will be driving 10 miles an hour under the speed limit and taking 2 hours to fuel. Yeah, he's getting the company he works for. He works for a mega, and they're progressively switching everybody over to hourly pay.
Ooh.
He was on a flat rate per day, which worked out, and they've been cutting and cutting and cutting time. So now they're switching all of those guys over to hourly pay and slashing their hours. And he's like, I think I might have to bail out of this place. Yeah, it's great. The deal he had was great. It's a great
They did
deal.
the same thing in Seattle, when they raised the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Okay, now everyone works 20 hours a week then.
Well, they're giving them a very good hourly rate. I don't think he would mind saying it's like $37 an hour.
That's good.
But they're cutting their hours down to. I wonder if they're trying to make it so they don't qualify for full-time benefits. I mean, they're slashing the hell out of it. We're like basically half days. I'm wondering if they take away their benefits because they're considered not full-time anymore.
Right.
That would be dirty and underhanded. Just the kind of thing a mega carrier does.
How are you going to move any freight under 40 hours a week?
Hire more people. Slip seat and hire more people. If you could take away the benefits and overtime pay, it's suddenly way more feasible to add more employees. J-Truck, is it good to clean DEF filters or get new ones? A lot of them just have the trade program now where you can bring your truck in and they have spare ones there that are cleaned and ready to go rather than you sitting there having to wait. I mean, as long as they're not putting junk filters back in your truck, you're fine.
I think With Both Feet had his cleaned and they found one that was cracked and he had to buy a new one.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm assuming on the trade ones, they're probably doing inspections on them and everything. As long as everything's on the up and up, trade them out, do the exchange program. If somebody's trying to slip you a cracked filter, well, then you're not going to make out. Hunter's in the house. Thanks for coming in. Okay, WC, he got that off the TSA website. According to them, Real ID will be required next year in May. Okay. I need scotch tape for my eyes. What's up?
They've extended that for years now. It was supposed to be back in like 2020. Then, because of what happened, they've extended it like 3 different times. Okay. The only reason I even cared about that is my daughter and I got Real IDs because she traveled around the country playing softball. So we were flying like every other weekend to tournaments. And
I'm not getting it because it's just another stupid thing. The TWIC card is a stupid thing, and you gotta pay it. When I got mine, it was $130, and you had to go through background checks, fill out all this paperwork, and then you know what? You get it to a port, and they don't even look at it anyways. So It's just another freaking thing they ignore. And the Real ID is going to be the same damn thing. They're just another thing they're going to just completely ignore. Why even freaking do it? It just bugs me. Make us get all kinds of enhanced ID and then let people pour across the freaking border like it ain't even there. Yeah, I ain't falling for that okey doke. Farming and Fixing and Fabricating says, do we have a Schneider driver in the house? We may not. That's up if he wants to say. I don't know. Hot Seat says he only knows how to apologize in Mandarin.
Yeah. Talking about John Cena.
What did he have to apologize for? What did he do?
He accidentally called Taiwan a country.
I'll be the first one tonight to say Taiwan is a country. Wait.
Uh-oh.
No, the Chinese are coming. I want to blend in.
Yeah.
Did I tell you how much I love sesame chicken? It's one of my favorite things. Taiwan's a country. I'll die on that hill.
Not when you're promoting the latest Fast and Furious movie.
No. Cassius King says, I'm developing a small piece of property down by the Mississippi River into a wet market. Anybody want to invest?
That dude's bat-s crazy.
Oh.
Hey,
I was-
why do we have crippleds on here? Come on now.
what? You're lucky I do, or we'd have to keep you off.
Yeah, they're old fate. What's going on, man, with you guys tonight?
Not much. Not much.
Yeah.
Suppose I can let the cat out of the bag. The title of the video here is "Did Heartland Express Try to Buy Me Out?" Anybody want to speculate?
I think they did.
Fate trucking?
I'm gonna say no.
Killian's?
I'm going to say no as well. I don't know. I just don't feel it.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
Damn it.
Clickbait all day.
Oh well.
Heartland Express did not try to buy me out. You know what's the main indicator that they did not?
They got bought out.
I'm still sitting here talking to y'all.
Oh.
Hey, is that the exact truck you're going to get? The one in the background right there?
It better be.
Damn, that's a pretty good looking truck there from the view, ain't it?
Yeah, if you don't like money.
Yeah, dude.
Shots fired.
I like that color right there. It looks pretty good, man. It just looks good.
We'll we'll see when I get there. We'll see.
Oh, fate. What have you been doing up there, buddy? Up in Minnesota up there, man?
He's dodging the Reaper.
Yeah.
Fate, can you put me in your will before you die? Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm just hanging out at the house.
He's not dodging the Reaper. He's dodging the reefer. He ain't working.
Yeah. So, are you bringing your who had the death pool going? Was that Cash or was that you, Sterling?
Yeah.
Cash, lay the odds out. Cassius King has a death pool going for Fate Trucking. Date and time. We'll give you plus or minus 1 hour on the time.
Oh, man.
I need
There's
you
a
here.
death pool?
Yeah, I need you here at least for 36 months, so I'm bowing out. I gotta get the rest of them payments.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I'll send you some vitamin
C. You
C.
can always get life insurance on him, though, without him knowing.
Or we could go 35 months, and then, that last payment will put him in default, and then I can go take the trailer back and sell it again.
Yeah, that sounds like the plan right there,
Man.
Snorlord says, this seems familiar. Yeah, it's deja vu.
Wait a minute.
I'm waiting.
A truck off of you. I bought a truck off of you with the same terms as I purchased the trailer, right?
Pretty much.
I don't remember.
Yeah, pretty much.
Point being, did you have to wait 36 months to get paid?
No.
Okay. So what
Just
makes
saying,
you think this is going to be 36 months?
Just covered my bases, Oliver says, Andy, you should come on in. Which one's Andy? I'm new to Andy. JH says, my 2019 Cummins X15 efficiency gets upwards of 9+ miles per gallon in perfect conditions at 59. Yeah, like I said, the newer ones are a lot better. In previous years, 7.5. But I hear the newer ones are doing a lot better. And that's good to hear because they got to. They have to. If they want to keep. If mega fleets are seeing 9+ out of Detroit's all the time, and they can only squeeze 7.5 out of X motor, whatever it is, what do you think they're going to buy? They're all about money. They got to have that fuel economy. I know that. I know a guy that has that was it the A12 for the new international motor, or A26? Is that what it is?
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the 8s, and
I rented one of those trucks a while back. It was just a day cab, and it ran so much like a Detroit 60, like the same kind of power band and stuff. I liked it.
Okay.
What's
Adco
that
says,
got in it? Yeah, well,
what's that?
what does that got? A 60 series in it? The one you're buying?
Yeah. With a newer overhaul.
Oh shit.
Are you going to stop by PDI on the way home? Go down to St. George and get a big turbo kit for it?
No. Why have them do it when I could, make a video and hopefully pay for it?
Hell yeah.
Adco company driver has to come down. Something might have to give because they're driving down the contract rates now, and those places that really up the pay to 80 cents a mile, they're gonna get pinched real hard. So are the drivers.
I feel bad for all these drivers that got lured in with a $20,000 sign-on bonus if they stay for 3 years or 5 years.
Okay.
They're not going to see it.
Okay. Oliver says the goal is between 45 and 50 hours. Okay, that'll keep you in the money.
Is he working in California or?
No, he's right here in the Wisconsin.
Wow, that's great money for there.
Yeah, Marty says 32-hour work week is still considered full time. Yeah, but from the sounds of it, they were going to probably end up coming in under that. But he says nice, says 45 to 50. So that's not bad. I doubt they'll pay overtime, but hey, that's still a pretty good straight hourly rate. It's Yodit. Thanks for coming in. Oh, he's got a Mac. He's got a Mac Anthem in that thumbnail, in that avatar. that one guy choked on himself. Okay. Shannon Thomas, how you doing? Do you want to come in here?
Yeah, we need an update.
If we could find out what I hear tell that the dealership tried to recommend you some services that were not needed. So if you want to come in here, email me right now, DIYsim@yahoo.com. I'll watch for your email and I'll send you back a link. I don't want to post a link in the chat tonight because we're trying to take and boost some people's channels up here is what we're trying to do.
How long have you had that Yahoo address?
That particular one, just when I started doing YouTube.
Yeah. Like
2 years.
So last year, that's when Yahoo hit Wisconsin was last year.
Hey, you might have it in Minnesota one day. You just hold on there, fella. I'd like to see, the thing is, my other email is also, I'd like to change it, but it's just too deeply entrenched. Like, it's on all my business stuff. It's on all my legal stuff. It's my it's something's going to get left out and it'll cost me money. I mean, going forward, I could start using a different address. I hate Gmail. I don't like the interface of Gmail. So, if I ever found something else, I had a domain, I had my business domain and used that, and it was all it's just a pain.
I still have a prodigy.net address from like 87, I think, or 88.
Wow.
How are you doing, Killian?
Dude, real good, man. A lot better than I was expecting, man, for sure. But I had a doctor appointment on Wednesday or Tuesday this week, and the doctor's like, "Yeah, I know you don't want to hear this, but he showed me the X-rays and everything's healed up good." He's like, "I wouldn't say that you couldn't, go to putting weight back on everything now." He said, "But we're gonna have you wait about another 9 weeks." And I'm like, "Dude, I wasn't going to, you know what I mean? I can't sit at the house that long, dude, month on month, and I'm able to get in and out of the truck pretty good. I've been getting around without the crutches, man. When I can, like a little bit off and on. But what I was going to tell you, I was looking at my GPS in that pilot in Lebanon, Indiana, up there. I stopped at the Lowe's there last night. And there wasn't no parking the court, so I went on down to that pilot, and I don't ever get fuel there, or whatever. So I got out this morning. The truck stop was empty, and long ass walk, them crutches in my duffel bag. And if it wasn't for that little combination, when I got there to pay him, buddy's like, "Yeah, I hate to tell you, man." He said, "But our prices went up yesterday." I'm like, I'm thinking whatever, he's like $25 for a shower. I was like, what the hell, $25 for a shower? He's like, "Yeah, the people use the Loves, get their fuel up there. Then they come down here and use our parking and use our shower. So we figured we'd go ahead and go up on the price." I was like, "Man, if I wasn't on these crutches, I'd just walk back out and, wait about the shower." But I'd already went all the way in, you know what I mean? But yes, the the Pilot Flying J in Lebanon, Indiana up there. Boy, beware of that place for real.
I wanted to ask you, Killians, what surgeries did you have done? Did they have to rebuild your hip and all that, or what injuries are
It
you?
broke like where the femur bone socket goes into the socket there. The
Yep.
outside of it got broke like in an X pattern, like in 4 places. And they were able to get it all back together with 4 different screws. They didn't actually have to go to actually put in any metal, and they'd only had these 2 incisions about like that.
Okay.
But they broke a drill bit off in me, man, about that long, and wasn't able to get it out. Like in the X-ray, it's about the size of one of the screws, you know. And they didn't do the shit right, man, because like he's saying it's healed up all the way, but when I like lay back or if I move a certain way, like it'll pop, and it seems like this electrifying shock through my body, and it's like it grinds in there,
That's
dude.
a nerve, dude.
Yeah.
Something's hitting a nerve.
It's like a metal hitting metal or something. Something just ain't like that rotator piece ain't rotating smoothly. You know what I mean?
Don't let that slide, man. Don't let that go.
Yeah, go after it. Are you okay bouncing down the road? You know, driving?
Yeah, turn it on, man. Yeah, when I'm going down the road, what's this seat and everything, you know, it's got the whole comfortable going on with it. But yeah, it's actually fine, man. I'll let the seat all the way down and let my left leg all the way extend out, you know.
Sure.
And it's not bad at all. It's just getting in and out of the truck, and then like when you go in somewhere where they want you to get in and out of the truck like 4, 5, 6 times, you know, it turns into a headache, you know.
Right.
Does it inhibit you from putting your foot up on the dash?
Yeah, I ain't been able to do my original truck in there in a while, you know. Yeah, but it's coming along. But I just wish I wish I would have never went on that motorcycle ride that day. You know, we all wish that kind of stuff, but it's just I don't know what's gonna happen when I get a little older. And I've been shedding some weight finally, man, and eating exactly right like I'm supposed to, and like it just worries me being any bit bigger. I'm trying to get it, you know, under control, get back to the weight I used to be before I get. It's just gonna have some problems when I get older. You can just tell it. It's
all the more. Yeah, all the more reason to not let it go right now. Like
exactly,
you're just gonna pay that much more of a price when you get older. You know, do the best.
I've seen on your channel, you know, you're grilling and cooking at home. You know, the meat lifestyle. Get away from the carbs.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, my wife got me that smoker, man, for Father's Day. And it's a couple of my buddies have had one. I've always been like charcoal bound, you know, not having any other way. But like I got that grill, and it's pretty good shit, man. Like it's fun to just mess with, you know, something on the weekends.
I've fallen in love with my Traeger. I grew up with charcoal too.
I wish I got a Traeger instead of a Pit Boss, man. That Pit Boss is made kind of cheap made, you know, and the temperatures don't want to hang right on it. Like if you're doing something that's high dollar, you know, it's made for like a more beginner type of thing, you know, really. But I mean, it does good, but not like a Traeger does.
So I had a friend of mine that broke a leg trucking, and he, you know, ran around in crutches for a little bit. Is it easier for you to get up through the passenger door? You know, don't always just jump up through the driver's side door. You know, kind of, you know, you don't want to do the same motion all the time.
Yeah, it would be better to get out over the. Well, I don't really know, man. I ain't tried it because it's my whole left side, and then like the chips in my elbows, like where it road rashed me, and on my knees, man, like it about jerked my right kneecap off. But there's parts in there that they ain't really X-rayed and looked at. Mm-hmm. But like I'd say my
what
right
are you
knee
jerking off?
My right knee's almost just as messed up as my hip and stuff is. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I would say like if you're at a stop where they're telling you to get in and out of the truck a lot, I would switch the use between different doors and stuff. That way you're not in pain just jumping out of the driver's door all the time.
Right. Well, usually the 2-3 places I stay going to, they know the situation and they've been kind of helping me. But like on this load here, I'll take something out that I'm not familiar with, and that's when you run into the bullshit, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, get it handled as the best you can. Not only because of the pain you'll be in later in life and all the nonsense, but financially, it's easier to just get it all done now. It's hard. Not that you can't. You can go back on them for years on this unless you sign off on it. Which don't sign off on it. You're too new. This is too new of a thing, man. You don't even know if everything's over yet. Yeah,
my lawyers want to do like a lawsuit. Like you know how a lawyer is, thinking about their pockets, filling it up and all that. I mean, he's a pretty good guy, don't get me wrong. He seemed like, to be a lawyer, but he's wanting to do a big deal on the hospital because there's a bunch of things didn't go right with the surgery, man. You know, like and just the whole handling of it, how they shipped me back out of the hospital like the day after the surgery. And you're supposed to be there for like a week around about on a hip surgery, you know, and have a little bit of physical therapy there a little bit. I mean, they sent me out in the car And when I got home, it took me like 4.5 hours to get out of the car and get into the house that night. And it was the worst pain, dude. Like I mean, it felt like somebody backing up over me with a D9 dozer or something. It's impossible to explain. Like, yeah.
Well, do what's right for you. I mean, lawyers are always going to want to go after the most. Sometimes, you know what? Sometimes lawyers are right. A personal injury lawyer is probably going to tell you what's going to happen with you before you know what happens. They just deal with it all the time. And you know what? If he thought you were faking and being whatever about it, he probably wouldn't. Any legit guy wouldn't really pursue it. He'd be like, "There's nothing here. We're not going to win." If he thinks you can win, he probably thinks there's actually a case.
Yeah, he's got Geico like ready to dump out the whole thing on that guy's policy, which is a pretty steep amount. But then he's like, there's different crossroads at it to where, so like, not digging into it too deep or just killing the whole thing about talking about this, but
you probably shouldn't talk about too much about it.
Yeah. But the guy that pulled out in front of me, man, he, and I don't believe in, you know what I mean? It's an accident at the end of the day, but like, he's a well-off guy. I'll just put it like that, and, they got 2 or 3 different ways to do it, where it could be simply settled, or it could be like drug out and a lot of stuff brought off of it. It's really up for me to decide what to do with it.
Hold on a second. Shannon, are you there?
Drug out and a lot of stuff brought off of it.
We got all kinds of backfeed through your thing there, Shannon. Close out your browser and just have StreamYard open.
So, Killian, how old are you?
I just turned 33, man.
Yeah, go after the hospital. Make sure you get this right, because 20 years from now, the pain you're feeling right now is going to be a lot worse.
Yeah.
You got a lot of life left to live, man. Trust me.
Damn near to the end. Boy, these wrecks. I've had some dirt bike wrecks too, and some car wrecks that I was like a passenger in that almost took me out of the game. And some dirt bike wrecks that just you wouldn't believe. You just had to see them. Like. But I don't know. That wreck's really slowed me down, man, and made me look at the value of.
I'm gonna bet it made you come to a complete stop.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Y'all pulled notes, boy, pretty good. Damn, Davidson fans on there. That's pretty good shit, man. Hey, Shannon, I've always seen her on the live, but I've never been on the live when she's on there. Howdy.
How's it going, everybody?
Very good. Let me catch up on some comments here. I don't want to people get upset.
Yeah.
Where we at? Where did we leave off? Oh, okay. KW, we can hear it. Tried to charge $3,500 today for exhaust gas sensor and DPF cleaning. It ain't cheap. Real ID's government surveillance. That's what I did. Blah 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 blah. TBT says required to get a real ID if you want a CDL in Florida. Yeah, we don't require that here yet. We're getting some backfeed still somewhere. I think it's somebody have a browser open.
It ain't mine.
I got
Running Aces is trying to get a $20,000 refund on taxes through student loan forgiveness. Might have to vote for him in 24. Moderators, do your job. That kind of talk. I'm just saying. That kind of talk is get you put on timeout around here.
Wow.
We do adult timeouts around here. It wouldn't be forever, Running Aces, just until we get you to reconsider. That one guy says 4 handsome men. I
just shared the link to my other channel, Cash's King Trucking.
Yeah, Shannon Thomas are you a moderator? Let me make sure that you are a moderator so you can put your link up here. Give me just a minute here. Heartland didn't have enough money. Oh, trust me, they got all the money they need to buy me.
I have a wrench, right?
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, then we're good. You can put your link up. Killian's, you got a wrench, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you can put your link up too. Let's see here.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, Cassius King says that email I got from Heartland Express was me pranking you. Oh, you would do it like that too.
Yeah, he would.
dirty dog.
Oh boy.
Did you hear Kevin Rutherford was talking about you, DOI?
I don't think he would have great things to say about me.
I don't know if anybody else has noticed, but Cash has got some jokes rolling today.
He's good with them, boy.
He laughs all day.
Actually, met Kevin Rutherford back in 06. We spent some time together. It was 2006. Spent the weekend with him in Vegas.
Good times.
TBT wants to know what the death pool is at for Fate Truck, and where did he go anyway? Did he die right now? I'm calling time of death 7:45 p.m. Central on
Okay.
August 25th. Whoever had Running Aces was close. He was within an hour and a half. We might have to give it to him.
August.
But he said he was wrong on the cause. He said it would be due to a massive infection from a towel cut.
Oh.
Oh.
Ew.
Cash says if Fate keeps trucking or coughing, the odds are going down. All right, Andy is farming, fixing, fabricating. Okay, yeah, we could meet him sometime if he wants to email me. I'll drop him the link. How does 15,000 sound for a dry van? Sounds like a dry van I'd want to buy, depending on how old it is. I might actually be looking for a dry van. Somebody wants to come on, but they want to do dry van, but I'm not finding a reasonable point of entry on that. Nothing reasonable so far. Oh, he's looking at buying it, not selling it. Okay. We're talking about the vans. No Way Omega pays $37 an hour. This one is going to. They've already been moved to it. Oh, you got my email? Okay. Michael Anderson talked to a guy yesterday driving one of those new Mack Anthems getting 7 miles per gallon. Yeah, I've seen they're supposed to do way better than that. So if I bought a brand new truck, I'd be really disappointed if we were at 7 miles per gallon. I'd be real, especially with the prices you're paying today.
Yeah, on a bad day, my Cascadia is getting 7.
Yeah.
This truck right here gets phenomenal, dude. I mean, everybody talks about the MX-13 motor and this and that, but like, I don't know if this thing has any longevity to it at all. It saves me a lot on fuel. It gets the high 8s to the low 9s, like loaded heavy, like it's pretty outstanding with it, really.
I know a lot of FedEx contractors with that motor, and that motor either works or it don't. And when it works, it's awesome.
D4 said, why am I 14-liter only getting 5.5 miles per gallon loaded and saying 8 for a 60? I'm sure you have an EGR version of that motor.
EGR killed those motors.
EGR destroyed the Series 60 fuel economy. And guess what? Ain't nothing you can do to get it back. Ask me how I know. I had one of the first one I bought. Well, yeah, it was a 14-liter with an EGR. And I'm like, this thing, there's something wrong with this thing. I spent a lot of money trying to get the fuel economy up in that thing, and it never happened. There's just nothing you can do. Unless there's people that are, getting rid of said EGR. I know nothing about that.
I've seen a few trucks that were backdated and they came out all right, but there's a lot to it to get rid of the EGR system and all that.
Yeah, it has to be done well. Trucking with Velox in the house. He's lip reading us in a restaurant.
Nice.
He's doing the voices. That's funny.
I missed that show.
Oh, grade 8 transportation here. This is a question for you, Sterling. I don't know if you were referring to my A26. Yes, I was. If so, do you think a new Cascadia will get 9s pulling 45,000 out to Montana from the Dakotas? Second quarter IFTA was 8.16. Sterling, you run a route similar to that. What say you?
Yeah, a lot of Western. It's going to be tough. You really got to pay attention to gearing.
Yeah.
I've been doing some loads in the South Dakota right there, man, that are banging looking on that load board. I don't know. Yeah, you pull out of South Dakota, North Dakota, Sterling?
No, it's been a while. I'm Pacific Northwest more than anything right now.
Yeah.
There's some 900-mile loads on there, like $4,800, $5,200 loads.
Have you ever called on them?
Yeah.
No, thanks. That's right.
Yeah. There's probably 11 stops on it. Probably end up,
I don't know about a Cascadia being able to pull 9 miles per gallon at 45K. Depends on how much downhill there is on that route.
Yeah. Cash does phenomenally well with his. And, are the mountains out east big like the West Coast? No. But there's a lot of rolling. You know, the hills, the rolling. You don't have a
And,
lot
and
of
that's the thing about the rolling hills is you can kind of roll up to them a little bit faster and use the momentum to get over them. Like that's the best way to go across Missouri or Iowa, you know.
Killians, you need to change your name to Hipster Trucking.
Jeez.
Oh, hot. See, she's a funny one. Let me tell you.
Too soon? Too soon?
The truck and everything.
Wow.
Dear what? Too soon, man.
Too soon?
The injectors or something. I don't. Sometimes this fuel mileage, when I'm blown away with it, you know.
All right. He doesn't want to talk about it.
Awful.
I'm trying to. We got a lot of people having conversations with each other with both feet in the house. Hey, Scallywags.
There it is.
I'm gonna be out. I'll look you up. There, Greg. Probably Sunday. Maybe. Are you around Sunday? I'm gonna be in Boise on Saturday. Probably, I'm guessing, probably spend the night there. I don't know, and maybe start heading back Sunday. So if you're around or passing through, or if I gotta wait for you, or if it's got to be Saturday, then let me know. We'll try to make it a point to meet up. So I'd like to do that. There you go, Shannon Thomas Trucking, also a channel member, putting the link up there. Everybody use it wisely. Shoot, I might have skipped over a couple of comments that I meant to read.
Like
Somebody was asking about Anthony Sorry?
I saw Sterling's link in there. I think you missed that one.
Did I?
Who cares about Sterling?
Put it up again every 3 minutes. Any idea when these rates and volume will be going back up, guys? Out of PA here, run New Jersey and PA only. Lanes that used to pay $1,100 now paying $700 to $800. The local lanes. You're probably in this for a while, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry to say.
Get used to it. Get used to it.
Buckle down, everybody.
Yeah. So it's just.
But here's the thing: is that $700 to $800 rate is kind of normal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've settled back into normalized rates. But the problem is everything else went up and didn't come back down. Kind of knew that was going to happen.
That fuel's going right back up again too, boy. You know.
Yeah, and I kind of there's something I kind of want to kind of an announcement I want to make here, but I can't do it with only 25 likes. It's about prices going up and this and that. Let me see how many likes do we have in here. I can't even tell.
I see 42.
46, 40. Well, maybe we can get some more prompt. I work for likes. Shucking and jiving and all that. I'm a dancing monkey for likes. Are these rates going to go up with the holidays coming? The holidays are predicted to be kind of a bust this year. There's already a lot of holiday freight being moved.
There's a lot of holiday freight that's already been moved
and being canceled. A lot of holiday freight being canceled. So
crazy.
This is going to take a while. Where did we leave off here in the chat? So Michael White's in desperate need of a trailer. Power only sucks. Anybody got a trailer that they could sell to Michael White? Put it in the chat.
I wonder how low this equipment's going to end up going down there DIY.
We're talking about that. I was talking about that with Paul. Kind of what I'm seeing. It's the dealers are in a pinch right now. They're in trouble. Well, maybe not in trouble. I'm sure they bought their equipment, right? But something that I haven't seen happen before is the enormous gap between new and used. So used prices are coming down some. New prices are still sky high. You can buy, if it's $250,000 for a brand new Kenworth, well, to buy a 4-year-old Kenworth with $400,000 to $500,000 miles on it for practically $80,000, even if it's $90,000, you're nearly 3 times the price. You're 2.5 times the price for a brand new one. That kind of gap is insane. But then you got the dealers. Okay, so that's the new prices. Dealers have all this used equipment now. The problem is they're too deep into it. So they're having, and auction prices are crashing. So you got a big gap between the brand new in the used dealer lots, but then you're seeing a huge gap between the used on the dealer lots, and auction prices are just dropping like a rock. But dealers are stuck they're stuck in these used trucks. They can't lower the prices so much because they're into them for too much.
Well,
They'll just not sell them.
I mean, ultimately, aren't they going to lose on those?
Dealers have a funny way of not losing a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Ooh, it just got real. Just got real homoerotic in here.
The day, dude, that one hatch you kept taking on and off, I was rolling with laughter. Boy, you had me going.
Oh, when I was pretending to be Sage.
Yeah, I like that sense of humor. Dude. That shit's comical, boy, I tell you.
T Ford says, I guess my delete was done trash. I spent way too much fixing this truck not to get my return. You're getting 5.5, 6 out of a deleted Detroit 14-liter. That is
Jeez.
somebody didn't do something right.
Make sure they didn't put kitty litter in the oil pan.
Did they just, delete mechanically the EGR and not reprogram the thing? It's kind of, I mean, you should have went up. You should have seen some substantial improvement. But that's the thing. See, that's the thing we talk about with deletes. Like, are they a fix-all? Because there's a lot of bad deletes out there. I personally know guys that have deleted their truck and instantly blow it up.
Well, you got some shifty shops out there. They're like, we'll do it for cash,
Yeah.
and
yeah, they'll do it all right.
Yeah, you gotta if you're getting a delete. Not saying I don't say whether you should or shouldn't. That's completely up to you. But if you're getting one, man, you want a shop that's done a lot of them, and you want to be able to talk to some people that have had it done there. You need references. Oh, now we got the Loves cap going on.
Yeah, who's got this one?
I do not.
Oh man,
I just have this cap on. It's my realty income hat. You don't see a lot of these out there. Not too many people have one of these. This was a very difficult hat to get. Proud of this.
Yeah, I've never seen one of these either. I got this from a closet at Dart.
I think you called a guy out to do tire pass, hit him in the head with a tire iron, and took his cap.
Well, I was trying not to speak that publicly, but yeah, that's where
I saw it on the Asian
Don't
My
tell
channel.
anybody, okay?
Asian My already knows you're screwed. The raw video is going to be exposed.
Right.
Are you talking crap about me while I'm not here?
Of course.
Always.
Fate Truckin', where did you go? Where'd you go?
Where are you, Fate?
He talks a lot of smack when he's just in the chat, but when he's on camera here, he doesn't talk that much.
I was thinking he left when I came in, and I was feeling weird about that.
Yep. Oliver says he's been seeing Christmas candy showing up on his loads last week. Yep, and the company he works for hauls an awful lot of it. What is? I've completely lost control of the show.
There. I still have a CR England shirt.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
It's got weird blood stains all over it, though.
I was going to say, is there road rash on the back?
It's from that guy that jumped out of my truck.
I still have my Winter Warrior jacket sweater from JB Hunt. It's awesome.
Wow. Oh, Sterling. $22 super chat says, do not subscribe to Sterling. I say,
Yeah, ignore that guy. He demands too much attention. Do not subscribe.
Huh.
And he tries to play reverse psychology on the chat.
I've seen him do it.
Ooh. You talking about me?
I've seen it live.
Oh. Speaking of live, I just had a video premiere at 6:00. So.
Well, I ruined that, didn't I?
Oh well.
Sterling
Yeah,
can be live and be somewhere else at the same time. I figured that out.
he's good at that. Yeah, $700 to $800 would be okay if fuel was back to $3.50 gallon. $5 still here in PA, a lot better than $620 a month ago. Could do about 7 local moves a week for $700 to $800. When you say local, tell me what kind of mileage is involved in that.
That's what I want to know.
Because it's a big difference. Is it 200 miles or 68 miles? I mean, if we're talking moves, what's that?
Are you getting able to sleep at home?
Yeah, and is it a reasonable deadhead to get back to the other one, or is it just random local loads, or are you doing a regular thing every load is similar? Because if you're talking like $700-800 for a load that's low, if you say local, like 50 miles, I mean, stack them up all, every day. I would take that. That's pure margin right there, provided your equipment is not costing you a ton like big payments.
Yeah, especially if you own it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Trailer is an 06. Would you go for it for $15K?
Depend on what it looks like.
Yeah.
For one, you won't be able to. You won't be
Sorry.
able to haul paper with it.
Some places they're going to check that, yeah, especially now that they don't need you as much anymore. But you need inspection on that thing, man, especially the running gear. Check for leaks and holes. I mean, in my mind, that's an insane amount of money for an 06, but we don't, we live in a different world now where that unfortunately might be a regular price for an 06.
If you
But-
can wait, if you
Wanna
can wait
have
a year,
A 2010 or 15?
What's that?
Oh, 10 years old. Isn't like the oldest you'd want to be able to have is like 10 years old?
I mean, ideally, yeah. That's they call that paper grade.
Yeah.
Or in a reefer, it'd be food grade. So, I mean, we haven't had a trailer checked, and I remember the last time. But you're gonna see more of that now that they don't need us so much. They overlooked a lot of stuff in the last 2 years, and that's what a lot of people didn't really understand, like damaged freight, overages, shortages, damage, temperatures, trailer ages.
hauling ice cream in 20-year-old trailers.
Yeah, those really weren't overlooked here for the last 2 years, but now they're going to start to nitpick stuff apart. So, be wary of everything. It's a CYA at all times. Absolutely.
Hey, look, I got this little thing I want to share with you guys just real quick while I'm on here, right? So the day I was going to leave to go back to work, once I come out and checked out my truck where I got it parked at, and I realized I could get up in it, I was like, hell yeah, I told my wife, I'm like, I want to get back to work today, or tomorrow, whatever, that's coming up Monday. So I'm getting out of the truck, getting my stuff positioned in here, and I get to looking when my DOT inspections expired on July 7th, where I had the wreck on it. It expired on the 13th anyway, so I had the wreck on the 1st, blah, blah, blah. So I go down to the Love's to get the inspection done on it real quick. And Buddy's like, man, your taillights on the tractor ain't working. And I'm like, okay. So we start looking around. I'm doing all I can do. I really couldn't hardly move then at all. Well, he checks it all out, and he's like, man, we can't get it figured out. So the next option is take it to the Kenworth up in Chattanooga. And I'm like, I'm still excited, about getting to go back to work. And I go up there and drop it off on a Monday, and they call me and tell me it's the taillight wiring harness need to be replaced and this and that. And then they got the taillights fixed, but the marker lights wasn't working then, so they had to replace a wiring harness under the hood as well. And then they call and they're like, we got the lights fixed, but there's a problem now. The truck's in D-rate mode. It's saying it's def quality sensors popping up, and it's a common issue with these trucks, And I'm like, I think it's just real damn funny because it didn't have none of that going on when I brought it there, But whatever, it fixed it if you got the part. So he called me Wednesday morning. Yeah, we just did a regen on it. It's ready to go. I'm like, all right. So I have my wife bring me up there, right? And I'm coming in on the crutches, man. I can just barely move. And I'm thinking, somewhere, because they done told me the wiring harness was like $1,100 for the one on the hood, then $300 something for the one on the rear. So I'm thinking it's somewhere around $2,000, And I go in there and he's like, here's the invoices there. And he lays them up on the counter. And the first one said like $2,300. I was like, man, $2,300. He's like, no, that's the first one. You got 4 more to look at there. And I flipped all the way through to the bottom. $5,680 to get my taillights fixed, dude. I about had a stroke at that Kenworth place. I'm like, man, wow, I will never come back here again. I don't give a damn. I will never see y'all again, dude. Like, wow.
That is insane.
For some, I thought I was going to pay for some taillight bulbs, them LEDs or something. I wasn't expecting a bill like that to be hit on me, man. Crazy.
It was probably all diagnostic time. Is that wiring harness ain't that much?
At like $280 or $240 an hour, 20 hours labor, yeah.
Damn.
Crazy, man. But the parts they change got a 2-year warranty. If anything goes out on them again, it'll be the maintenance and the mechanic. All that'll be free to have it done. But I didn't realize those def quality sensors, they were on back order for a while. People couldn't get them, and all that garbage, but they got it replaced. So maybe it won't give any problem, which they hadn't gave a problem with that to begin with. Look, I don't know where that came in at, or if they just okey doke me or what, Kind of crazy.
I can't say it, it's a common thing. It happens to a lot of us, unfortunately. Yeah. Unfortunately. JH, what? Okay, so Anthony says he's averaging $3,500 to $3,700 a week net, leased onto a carrier that takes 15% all in. If you're netting $35 to $37 a week, I mean, you're doing well. The net is after fuel and everything, just so we're on the same page here. I mean, most people would probably be really, really happy with that. If that truly is your net. So
Shoot, I would.
yeah.
I would.
I mean, net is after fuel, your expenses, the carrier takes their portion. So I would be quite happy with that. Just think about it. If it's net, that's after all your expenses. Do you net that as a company driver after they take taxes out of your check? Hell no. Not even close. So that's your wages if we're truly talking net. So that's pretty good, Doug.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, I don't hear anybody making that kind of money lately. That sounds like it's a golden spot.
The only people I hear making that kind of money are team drivers doing, hauling exotic cars and stuff, or bed buggers.
Yeah.
JH, $5 super chat. What RPM is best for downshifting and upshifting with a 13-speed for improved fuel mileage? What kind of engine? What kind of truck? What kind of engine?
Big factor.
Yeah, and what model year? Miles are about 1,000 to 1,500 weeks. Okay, so on 1,000, you're netting $370 a mile on 1,000 miles.
That's out of this world right there. I mean,
yeah. Do they need more help? we could probably send them some more drivers.
They got an Intelli app.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah. Don't feel bad about that at all, man. Hate Trucking's back in here. Marty says, say EGR should have nothing to do with fuel mileage on a Series 60. The only time the EGR opens when you're not operating to temperature. It's there for cold weather climates to help the engine warm up. I would say from my experience in owning and driving one, my experience has been very different than that. It just killed it. That EGR runs all the time, and it's not all the time. That's not a fair statement. But it robs it of fuel economy.
If it's got that variable turbo too, there's a lot of things that can mess up with that.
They kind of go hand in hand. Problem with deletes, what's the recourse when it's bad?
Exactly.
So too bad, so sad. You're out of luck. We don't know you. That's what they'll tell you. Like, what you gonna do about it? Officially, we never did it.
You got to do a lot of research on somebody before you take something to have it deleted. Like, you're gonna get a lot of fees.
That's also how a lot of these shops got caught. Is they screwed somebody over, and that person went straight to the EPA and said, "Well, I had 5 trucks deleted there, and they didn't tell me it was illegal." And then, the lawyers take over.
I do know people that had very successful deletes that deleted a truck and never had a single problem ever again. 1,000,000+ miles.
I know a guy that had trucks like this that got it deleted, and it was done right, and they tuned it a certain way and put stacks on it and stuff, and he's run like 400-something thousand miles with it tuned, and it'll pull Mont Eagle with a load, man, like you just wouldn't believe. It runs fantastic. But other people, boy, they go all to shit right after that delete happens.
The most successful deletes I know of are for the Cummins ISX.
Yeah, I know 2 people that's got that little deal going on.
From the people I know that have done it, respond very well to a delete. I only know of one person that did a delete on an DD15, and it absolutely destroyed the engine. So it was not a good delete. I don't know of a good delete for the DD15.
I've never seen one.
No.
And they don't honestly take to tuning very well. There's a few tuners out there.
No. And that is a very sophisticated piece of equipment and programming. The DD15. There you go, Anthony. Anthony's a fan of the realty income. That's right. He has lots of towels to wash. Yeah, maybe that's why Fate jumped out of here. So
he's the only house on the block that has a towel rack next to the boot cleaner.
Oh, Fate. I like old Fate, man. He's
celebrity in the house. Chuck Norris in here. By the way, folks, hit that like button if you would. Wanted to talk about something about just a piece of news here, but I kind of wanted to get to like 100 likes before I did it, but maybe it ain't gonna happen.
How many we got? DIY.
I'm seeing 61. So I'm seeing
Okay.
61. You'll probably, some of you are gonna really think it's a very useful piece of news. Some of you are probably gonna be like, that was really disappointing. Some of you are gonna really absolutely hate it. I don't know. We may not find out. Chuck Norris says, "What's up, boys? Want to get into the trucking industry, but don't want driver-facing cameras. Are there any companies you know of that, off the top, that don't have them? I know GP Transco lets you cover them. There's plenty of companies that don't have any cameras.
I hear less
less.
of front of the facing ones. You know, most of them, like I know ours and JB Hunt's even are facing out. They're not facing in.
Yeah, no matter what, you want it facing out because that can save your job. But I know everything at FedEx, they want the driver monitored all the time.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Chuck Norris says, but they want 1 year experience. Pick a small to mid-sized company. There's plenty of companies about the size of GP Transco that would probably really love to have you as a new driver, and don't have that. Where do you live? I know? Oh, excuse me. Email me, DIYsim@yahoo.com. I'll tell you a place to go.
How much experience does Chuck have?
None. Brandy new.
Oh, he's
I know a
brand
place
new?
that'll train you and everything.
Yeah,
If you-
but
if you want,
Chuck Norris doesn't even need a CDL to drive a truck,
No.
to be honest with
Chuck
you.
Norris would hook the fifth wheel to his back and pull that trailer around.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, that's funny, dude.
Okay, Anthony said 150 miles for $700 with the deadhead and all, and just $750 for 180 with deadhead and all. Reefer freight, bread and concentrate should be pay butter, but not during these markets. I mean, if you're netting $3,500 a week, that's a very survivable. You should have no problem even long term. That is just fine. I mean, that's where most people used to be before these rates went crazy.
Look at how cheap the fuel is. He's paying what?
Oh,
$120 a day in fuel?
1,000, call it 1,250 miles. I mean, what is that? It's probably say 7 miles per gallon. That's 178 gallons for the week times 5. Use that. It's $900 in fuel, but fuel's already taken out if he was talking about net.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would carry on my wayward son.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his equipment's paid off. Man, it just gets better, Anthony. You're just improving.
I know, Anthony's balling, big balling.
Yeah. 2 loads a day, 3 times a week, and 1 load a day the other 2 days. Dude.
Go, Anthony.
Yeah.
Look.
People are gonna try to take that from you if you keep bragging like that.
Don't talk about it. do not wash your truck at all.
Somebody pull up Anthony Fernandez on Facebook. We got to find out where he lives, and then we're gonna stake out his house, find out what he's doing, all that. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course. Damn it, Hunter. He's netting 3,100 as a company driver, home daily.
Nice,
Holy,
Hunter.
you might
Congrats.
be the most well-paid company driver I've ever heard of.
Somebody works for Old Dominion.
Crikey! Oh yeah, he's probably one of those guys that's been like at a cartridge company for 30 years.
ABF.
Good for you. Good for you. Oh, Mark the Mailman, appreciate that. $20 super chat. I do appreciate that. Thank you. You guys need to learn how T9 demand lawful money on your checks. I'm not following. How to demand lawful money on your checks. I don't follow. I'm sorry.
Looks like you got sex robots in here.
Ooh.
Thanks to the moderators for blasting those out of here.
It's all I've ever really wanted.
I wonder where Nomadic Brit's at, man. I've been talking to him off and on here lately. I was hoping he'd hop on here tonight. I ain't seen him on the live, though. He ain't in here, is he?
Yep, JH 2019 Cummins X15 efficiency. Okay, appreciate that. All right, so he's doing it. He's doing the 9 with the 2019 Cummins. That's awesome. Hunter's got a deleted DD15. Says it runs great. Well, you had a good delete done then. Excellent.
His dad probably deleted it for him. Hunter Biden.
Ah, that's what's really on his laptop is the software to delete a DD15.
That's what it is.
Oh, damn. Fuck truck. Y'all need to be in some comedian line of work. I tell you the truth, man. Oh, damn. That's pretty good.
The funniest is when there's cash and
Oh,
Sterling and DIY and Fate all together. That's the funniest times.
It's a pretty good little combo right there, boy. You can't beat it.
So, Shannon,
Yes, sir.
you have your truck back. You're obviously in it. How bad
I'm
was
in
it?
it. I mean, yeah.
Oh,
I got-
no.
yeah, I
Are you
have
still
a
in the
truck.
dealer lot?
I'm still at the Dart shop in Illinois. They finished with my truck today. They sent me to get an alignment yesterday while they ordered parts, or excuse me, the day before yesterday. I sat at the alignment shop for 24 hours only to be sent away because this is a Volvo truck center and they usually deal with Dart, so this is a weird thing, but they sent my truck away with a list of issues that failed pre-alignment inspection, which is an interesting list. And so I had no choice but to leave there after sitting there for 24 hours waiting to get in. And I came back to the Dart shop today, yesterday afternoon. And it was later in the afternoon, so they couldn't start my work until this morning. But anyway, so I came back here then, told them what happened. They looked over the truck, thoroughly, and showed me and talked with me, walked with me, everything. And none of those things are wrong. So nobody can understand why the alignment shop sent me away. However, so they got started with the parts, my windshield, 6 shocks, 2 sets of drive brakes, 2 sets of drive tires. That got done today. And now I'm at the very last leg, which is an alignment. Okay, now I got everything done except for the alignment. So they got
Dart
me
doesn't do alignments in-house?
No, they don't have the equipment.
Okay.
Like they'll do the light ones, the adjustments and stuff like that. But in this case, at the Freightliner dealership, my warranty work involved getting a passenger side spring pin. So because of that, I need to be actually put on the real machine thing.
Okay.
They're not trying to get you to run all these miles so your warranty expires and they don't have to do it, right?
If they try to send you to the Freightliner dealer 35 miles away, I would get a little bit leery.
Yeah, well, this is a maintenance thing, I guess, right? And they might cover the alignment part of it. But what's really stupid to me is that they wouldn't let. I was at the Freightliner dealership getting the warranty work done, and they wanted to put the alignment on it. Duh, right? Dart didn't want me to get it done there. They said I could come up here and get it done cheaper. They claimed that the Freightliner was trying to charge too much for it.
How much were they trying to charge?
I don't know. Too much, I guess. But I don't care if it would have been $600. It still would have been cheaper than what's happened since I got here about this thing.
Right.
So, anyways, that's the decision they made. So I assumed, I've never been to the Dart in Illinois before here at this shop. And so I naturally assumed that they were going to take care of the rest of all the stuff when I got here. Well, the first thing I talked to him about was the alignment. And he said, well, we can't do alignments here. So I was like, are you serious? So that led into all that other stuff. But anyways, everything's done. Now I'm 3 miles from the end of my warranty. and I have to get the alignment. But
that's pretty crazy.
Shape. I got lots and lots of new stuff on it. And a new air conditioner as well, right? So everything's kind of new, and I'm going out of warranty, so I'm going into now, the no warranty zone of my trucking adventure.
I don't know if this is the situation, but that's still Dart's truck, and if they think it's a maintenance issue, of course they're not gonna, they just want you to get back on the road, kind of thing.
Yeah. So what?
Well, I mean,
said-
if it's covered under warranty, then they'll get it covered. You know what I mean? But from the way I was thinking, because they wanted to pull it from the Freightliner dealership without getting it, I think it wasn't covered under warranty, because anything like maintenance related, like brakes, shocks, tires, alignments, oil changes, right? Those are all considered maintenance issues, and they're not covered under the factory warranty. That was my understanding.
Yes.
So
The truck have on it.
how many miles, you said, did your truck have on it?
49997.
Wow, dude.
Couldn't have timed that any better.
Yeah, right.
500,000.
But I'm like, hey, if I would have drove one more load when this the air conditioning compressor went out, I had 260 miles. That's one load, or less, right? One more load, and I would have been, all of this stuff would have been on.
That seems like so.
So you said you got all kinds of new parts. What all kinds of new parts did they give you?
Okay, so we got a passenger side spring pin, and I guess the U-bolt that goes with that whole thing. Maybe it's all the same thing. I don't know. And then we got the air conditioning compressor. So they replaced that whole thing. That was the initial issue that brought me in. They found some small oil leaks somewhere around the fuel rail, so they fixed those. They checked my S-bar heater. They didn't have to fix it because it was a programming thing. But then they when they were trying to do the spring thing, they found out that my steer brakes, there was a crack in one of them. So they replaced my steer brakes. So I have new steer brakes, new spring pin, new air conditioner on the front, and whatever tiny oil leak was fixed. That's what the dealership did. Then it was part B, where I had to bring it to Dart, and they were going to do the drive tires and all the drive brakes, because they can do it cheaper for me, because that part's coming out of my pocket. So that's why I drove from the dealership to the shop to get those things done. During inspection, Dart found out that all 6 of my shocks were crap. And I checked them with him. So like I seen it, like he taught me and showed me. So that brought 6 new shocks into the mix. So both of the front drives, there's 2 and 2, those have to be replaced because they have uneven wear from the shocks being bad. And so then
the tires, you said?
Huh?
The tires?
Yes.
Oh, we'll back up a second. Do they have a lot of tread left on them and they're just wearing unevenly, or are they worn down considerably?
They had some whoop-de-doos in there, right? So there was good tread in the middle, but on the edges it was like
cupping. Okay.
Yeah. So he's just and my rears are brand spanking new looking, right? So he said, we're just gonna do all 4 of the fronts. I said, cool. I'd rather have it that way. And then the new shocks, and then all the brakes back there. So that's what they did. And a windshield, which Dart is paying for the windshield because there was a chip in it when I got the truck. And they told me at that time, okay, it was tiny. So they said, if you get any other cracks or chips, then we'll pay for the whole windshield. So I was like, okay. Well, I was following a dump truck last week or a month ago. I forget. A month ago before I went down, and a rock jumped out and put a star in my windshield about $50 size. So that's DOT, right?
Mhm.
So Dart covered the windshield, but that's everything I got done today. Now tomorrow I have to go to CTI truck 6 miles away from here. I have to sign in at 7 a.m. and wait, just like I did at the other place, and wait until they call me in there for my alignment.
So what did we learn here?
Oh God. We learned that having money put away for a rainy day is great in a situation like this.
Oh yeah.
We are thankful that we lowered our bills so much that being down for almost a month now was survivable. We learned that having a good 2 maintenance accounts, even though I only needed, I had money in my maintenance account. So maintenance accounts are wonderful. And then I have my extra maintenance account too, which helps me cover my small little bills right at home that I needed to take care of, and some groceries. And having a credit card, just in case you need it. So having your credit in check is also very important for a situation like this.
Oh, yeah.
Was there any issue where they had trouble getting parts, or is it just
Oh,
took
yes.
that long? Okay.
Oh yes, no. So this is. Do you want to hear the story? Okay.
Sure, yeah, it's what we do.
All right. Okay. So this is the part. Okay. So this is at the dealership. I was staying at the hotel, charging it to my credit card because everything was positive when we first went in there. They were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna check it out," and I told them, I said, "This is my last warranty visit. You have to check out the whole truck head to toe, right? This was it for me." So that's what they were gonna do. So I was gonna be patient. I'll pay for a week for the hotel, and and they'll fix whatever's wrong, whatever. Well, the very first thing they found was that spring pin after the air conditioner, because I brought it in there for the air conditioner thing, right? So they found that spring pin and they ordered it right away. So I wasn't feeling like there was already going to be a problem. They have to get it approved by Dart, which takes a day, and then they have to overnight it, which takes another day, right? So that killed 2 days right there. They get the part in, and then they call me and tell me, "Hey, the manufacturer sent us the wrong part." I think by this time it was Friday, and he said, "But we can't handle it until Monday because they leave at 4:00 on Fridays." So that took us the weekend, right? Now, this is a series of jumps of days because of stuff like this. So Monday they get on the phone with the manufacturer, and they're like, "Well, hey man, that's the part. We'll send it to you again. Maybe something got mixed up." So they do that all over again and get the next part. They actually get into the truck and try to put the next part on, and it's too fat. They double check part numbers. They call the people on the phone. The part's too fat. It's offsetting like.
Hey, you guys, I'll
springs or whatever.
my wife's taking her lunch break real quick. I'll hop back on in just in a few minutes if y'all are still
Okay.
on here.
We'll be
All
here.
right, man. All right.
So then they have like a meeting with the manufacturer. They do this. They send pictures, right? That took 2 days or whatever. Long story short on that, it went back and forth, and then they found out that somebody had the wrong part number. So then they had to reorder the part. This is for the spring pin. They had to reorder the part. They got it in. It's like, okay, this one's going to work. And then for some reason or another, they had to take another day because then they had to order a U-bolt. Wait for the U-bolt to get in to assemble everything together. So that was during my 3-week thing. So I only stayed at the hotel a week because I knew I can't be charging any more than a week on my credit card. And I got a rental car and I drove 8 hours home, and I spent some time with my family and made it a good time, try to manage my stress like that and just let them do whatever they had to do. So when they called me, I got another rental car, went down there, picked it up, and drove deadheaded 165 miles to the shop.
So there's a lot here to talk about, really, besides the money part. Aside from parts shortages, I mean, Sterling, you heard what she had done. A day and a half at the most of somebody working on it.
If
the hardest job is the spring.
Yeah. If the parts are in stock, and to make a mistake of having the wrong pin size and all that, I mean,
they go by
very
VIN number.
rookie.
They have your parts. They have a complete parts list for your truck.
There's really no excuse other than maybe somebody in the parts department didn't know how to run a computer or hit the wrong number, or
here's something that dealers suck at. They're not resourceful. So when a dealer needs something, they order it from the OEM. When half the shops in town probably bend their own U-bolts. There's probably a place. Where was the truck at?
It was at the Freightliner in Evansville, Indiana.
I've been there. That's not a bad shop.
No,
I actually have a good opinion of that shop. I guarantee you, within 50, probably right there in Evansville, there's probably a place that bends U-bolts. There's probably a suspension shop. Dealers suck at that.
I don't know if it was an issue because it was a warranty job, right?
Well, that brings me to my next point, right? Is that sometimes warranties, I mean, you're completely at their mercy. You have no say in it. So you will wait for OEM parts. If that spring is on national back order, you would wait as long as it took to get that spring. They're not going to go to call Michigan Truck Spring up in Michigan that has freaking every suspension part for every truck ever made and order that spring and have it shipped there for the next day. A dealership dealing with warranty is not going to do that. So sometimes,
pretty sure that was that was part of the issue too. They could only deal with these one people.
Yes. So warranties, they're great, but sometimes they come with a price, and this is one of the prices. Like you have no say in the repair of that truck when it's under warranty. So you will sit there and you will wait for them to do whatever they want to do with it. You completely lose control of it.
Went home. I was like, I'm just going home. Like I didn't even.
So
but I was talking to Sterling. He knows I was flipping out. Like I was done. I was just like, I'm done with it.
Now your truck is going to be out of warranty. When something goes wrong, you have ultimate control over it. And if something like that happens, you can be on the phone to all these other shops saying, hey, you got this part. You get the part number. We've been through this with Scott's truck. We've been through it with all the trucks. You get hot after it, and you get resourceful and get the parts and get her back on the road. If you'd have went to a good shop that was resourceful, if they had the parts, they should have had you out of there in 2 days on the outside.
I couldn't believe they didn't have the parts in stock. Like
they screwed up. They ordered the wrong parts, or they didn't go by VIN number, or somebody ordered the wrong parts.
What, a U-bolt?
Or they shipped the wrong parts. A U-bolt, you can find a damn U-bolt anywhere. And there's probably 3 places within 100 miles that bend them.
Yeah, so they're easy.
It's not that big a deal. A U-bolt, it's like saying you don't have a 3/4 inch grade 8 bolt. Well, go to the hardware store. You're not going to find a U-bolt at the hardware store, but somebody somewhere close to you has one or can bend one.
The problem is shops don't get paid to be resourceful anymore. They get paid to swap parts.
Yep, they do that warranty work exactly how they're dictated it be done. Freightliner don't care. Freightliner's going to fix it in the cheapest fashion of what they can.
I won't have that problem anymore because my warranty's over.
Yeah.
So that's my concern, Shannon, is now you're on the hook for all these parts on a truck that you don't have the title for, right? You're still leasing it.
Yeah. Yeah, but if it gets too crazy, like I can trade it for another truck. So,
are you allowed to take it somewhere else to get work done, or does it have to come to Dart first?
I think from now on that it's out of warranty. They give us work for less, supposedly, right? So because we have Dart shops, they will do the work for less than what I guess we would pay somewhere else. That's the idea, anyway.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure that rolling out while I'm still paying for the truck, they're going to make me come here first and then, make sure that the whatever I think is wrong with the truck is really wrong with the truck, and then I'll be able to get estimates though. Like, if they want to bill me this much to fix it, I can go get an estimate from another shop. I have that choice, but they just want to make sure that they know exactly what's really, really wrong with it. So and I can compare estimates, but they're probably always going to give it to me cheaper.
Yeah. And I've operated most of my career without warranty. I've had very, very little warranty. And I'll tell you, and some people this may piss off, but most times I've been better off. Get the truck back on the road faster, super faster. And usually it's a cheaper repair. Now there's things that are going to suck for you. Like if your one box goes out, that's going to suck for you. That would have been something that was really nice to have a warranty for. But you got to count the cost. Like warranties aren't free either.
Right. And I've tossed around like, okay, now this truck's out of warranty. Should I think about getting a newer truck with, so that I can get something that's under warranty? I have that option.
It's a deciding factor. I would not make it the deciding factor.
Yeah, only if you currently own the truck you're in right now and you're going to use that trade-in towards the down payment of something new. But in your situation where you don't own your truck, I wouldn't, unless your 5-year plan is to pay off another truck and maybe use that to grow your trucking company.
This truck will be paid off in 2 years.
If
I'll have this taken care of.
If it's super important and it's a deal breaker, you could buy an aftermarket warranty. That warranty that Cash has is actually a pretty decent one. It's a Premium 2000 or something like that. It's called.
I've got the same one.
Yeah, what is it? The crappy one, the NTG or NT. Pardon?
How long do I have to buy it?
Do I have to buy it while the truck's
still under warranty?
Not necessarily. It just might be priced different, or there might be a waiting period.
2000, just give them a call, and they'll want the truck to be inspected at a dealership, and they want it to do a manual regen on the dealership, get the full print out of the truck, and then they'll approve you for warranty.
Yeah,
because the benefit of this truck too is that I've been taking care of it since I got it. It's only had 2 drivers before me, and they took really good care of it. And then now I just got all this new stuff put on it. So, I'm thinking maybe I'll be lucky for the rest of the time.
If you like the truck and it's getting good fuel economy and you feel like it's a good truck, with the price of trucks right now, I wouldn't be looking to get a new one.
Right.
They're just the price is too high. You could pay, even if you paid $10,000 for that warranty, if that's what you want and it makes you feel better, $10,000 versus going out in a new truck at over $200,000. That just no way.
That warranty will be about $6,500, I think.
For how? That's not terrible. I mean, what does that take you to $750 then?
No,
for
because
mileage?
I guarantee all the work that I just got done probably would have amounted to more than that. If I didn't have warranty.
It shouldn't have, but it may have. You're right. At a dealer.
Everything all together, you don't think would have made $6,500?
Honestly, I know it sounds like a lot of things, but you didn't have anything major done.
Oh.
The most expensive part that went on that truck was the. Wait, you had all drive. It was probably the spring. They don't give them springs away anymore.
Yeah.
Probably $700-800.
Work was
just the part.
Yeah. He said that was a pretty good job, but they did say it was about $3.5.
Have you seen the invoices, Shannon? Have you seen them and seen how much?
Yeah, I have them right here. I get copies of everything I have done to this truck, and I keep.
So I mean, that Premium 2000 at $6,500. I mean, that's kind of, with the cost of replacing that truck, and it's kind of a no-brainer if you ask me. If you can afford it.
Considering a one box is up to $12,000 right now.
I had asked about that on one of my videos, and I was asking for advice because, I think I asked Jeff. Maybe it might have been on Jeff Likes Live or whatever, but I was like, I'm kind of like trying to understand about an extended warranty or something on this truck before it goes out of warranty. And somebody told me that I should check with a lawyer and I should do all this. I'm like, oh my God, doesn't anybody know one that's just good?
I mean, I'm telling you, that's not a bad price, and it's not a bad deal. And understand that that's coming from somebody who doesn't. I'm not all that high on warranties.
Yeah.
But it's math. At a certain point, $6,500. What's the odds between $500,000 and $750,000 that your one box is going to have some problems?
The mileage, yeah.
That's right in the wheelhouse of the mileage.
That's the only reason. The only reason I bought that warranty for my truck, because my truck was a $50,000 truck. I added the warranty on it because, for one, the truck had 400,000 miles of driving that I didn't put on it. I seen it as an insurance policy in case something catastrophic did happen.
Yeah.
Luckily, this year nothing really happened to the truck.
From 500, I'm assuming that warranty will go to about 750. For 250,000 miles worth of coverage, at $6,500, it's going to cost you 2.6 cents a mile. That's not terrible. I mean, that's.
And when you think of it as an insurance policy against your maintenance fund, some people are putting away 12 cents a mile for maintenance or whatever.
I put away 9 cents. Dart puts away 9 cents a mile in the maintenance fund for the truck, and then I have an extra maintenance account that I put 2 more cents in.
It's not going to cover everything like the factory warranty does, but it's going to cover all your majors. And the biggest thing you want covered is your emission system.
Yeah, exactly. Because, it's my majors that I worry about, because I already pay for my PMs. I already pay for like everything else out of my own business account. You know what I mean? Like, I pay for that extra so that I don't take it out of that maintenance account that Dart holds for me. That's how I was able to cover these costs, because I never touched that maintenance account for this kind of stuff, because my oil changes and whatever little stuff that, incidentals that I had, I paid for those out of my own account. I got my overhead cam adjustment. I paid for that out of my business account. I didn't take it out of my maintenance account, stuff like that. So I do manage my money for my business properly as much as I can, so that I'm not spending it. I'm just stacking it away. So, but I don't want this emission system, right? I listened to you guys tell all the stories. Like, I was interested in an extended warranty. I asked Dart. They said they don't sell anything like that. I'd have to ask the Freightliner dealer. I asked the Freightliner dealer. He took my number, said he'd call me back, and then I never heard from him. So I put the call out on YouTube, said, hey guys, do you have any extended warranty that you can like tell me about or whatever? Because I need this decision I got to make. And
premium 2000 is what you want.
Okay. So I can just Google that.
Just Google premium 2000 truck warranty, and then call them, get the details on it.
Yeah, and they sell blocks of 100,000 mile coverage up to 500,000.
And like I said, I'm a guy that's not. Warranty isn't everything to me. I know a lot of guys. I got a new truck from Prime all the time, but it always has warranty, and I'm like, warranties aren't free. You gotta consider the cost of that. That's reasonably priced. Yeah. And for somebody like, if it was Sterling, look at Sterling. Sterling's got many years in as a mechanic. He still has a warranty. I mean, because he knows the one boxes are issues.
Yeah.
It's math. So
hi,
in my Series 60 with no emissions, I'm not buying such a thing, because I know that like the common issues with those engines. It's not,
Yeah.
So while your truck is,
I'm still like learning it. Like I was telling Britt that I want to now. I have to think about things about learning how to do my oil changes myself. Like any place that I can save money. Like
here's the thing: you don't have to do it. It's just good to know how to do it so that you can know if somebody did it right.
Yeah,
and you can know if they did what they're supposed to do, because
that's what saved my butt. Being a mechanic, I can see through the BS when somebody in a shop says, "Hey, we need to do this and we need to do that," and it's like, prove it.
Yeah,
right.
I want to take a second to answer 18 Wheels' question here in case he bounces out.
Yeah, I just seen that.
He says, "I've got a conundrum. I got a contract direct customer, but I've got to cover fuel for 4 weeks before I get paid. Any suggestions?" Yes, if you got a contract direct customer, find a way to make it work. If you have to factor, if you have to float that fuel somehow on credit for a while, if it's a good rate and it's contract and it's something reliable, that's what you're looking for right now. So find Find a way to make it work, and
Go
don't
down
feel
to
special.
Go down to your credit union, get a line of credit, do whatever you can do.
Yeah, don't feel special because that's how business is done on the carrier level. So first of all, congratulations for that.
Yeah.
Well done. And second of all, you'll figure it out. You know what? It's going to be tight. Obviously, you're going to go 30 days without getting paid. But even after you start getting paid for a little while, it's going to be tight. Within 3-4 months, you're not even going to notice. You'll be caught up, and you won't even notice. You won't even worry about it anymore. Provided you got them on 30-day terms.
Isn't that a situation where you need like an article of intent or something like that to show to a bank? Like, hey, this customer wants to pay me this much, and I'll get paid.
You could take the contract.
Yeah, they would probably like it.
Yeah, they would. But you really for 4 weeks worth of fuel, you're really not talking that much. Maybe $10,000. Most places will give you $10,000, easy.
Peanuts.
You know. There you go. He had another question here. Let's. Because I'm worried he's gonna end up bouncing here. Well, I can't find it now. So we'll come across it. I'm way behind here. Driving to John. Thanks for coming in. TBT. Michael Anderson. Mark M in the house. Thanks for coming in.
Got some good people in the house.
Yeah. Mark Ely finally made it in. Channel member. Thanks. Adco says truck shop. Thumbs down.
Yeah.
So
how is revenue at Dart for you, Shannon? I mean, is all this repairs and stuff? Do you think you'll recover soon once you're rolling?
Oh yeah, no. Like I said, I managed my maintenance account well and all of that. So if you remember, a short time before this, my water pump had went out on the truck. So that was covered under warranty. So that wasn't really anything. To me, it was a few days at home. That was a week. Okay. So the only place I'm really getting hurt right now is the lack of no money for this time. Right. But I've had between the credit, between the savings that I had put away, and between my extra maintenance fund and this maintenance fund that Dart put away and the warranty, like I'm okay. And the big thing is for me is that I don't have any home bills like most people do. My house is paid off. My car is paid off. I took care of all my debt before I came and made this jump from JB Hunt Company driver to this adventure. I listened to you guys. I took the steps. I made the adjustment before I ever jumped into these waters. So doing that has made it not so painful. It's painful mentally because I want my truck back, but and I don't have much to do at home and all of that stuff, but financially, like I'm okay. It's just like I'm back to zero, right? But everything's paid for.
you're still better off than a lot of people would be if they went through 30 days of downtime.
Absolutely.
A lot of people, that would be more than they could bear it right now.
Not only that, Shannon, but you're one of the very few stories that I've heard where somebody didn't just flat out walk away, left the gruck at the shop and go work somewhere else.
I will tell you.
Happens every day.
I thought about it. I was like, damn this. Now I'm out of warranty. It's not going to get any better. Right. Rates are in the shitter. Everybody's talking like all these things.
Wait, just hold on just a second. You need to step away from YouTube for a while. And I really mean that. Like what you're watching is not maybe the best thing for you right now. Honestly, you're getting too much. You're getting all the negativity.
Well, okay, but wait.
I know you're trying to learn.
Shannon, do you know who else he is told that to?
You?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you're being affected by it. I'm being genuine like right now.
Yeah, I know you are, but I also want to say that I listen, but I also have a mind and I have a business started on my own and I have to research everything. So I know our platform gets dramatic and this and this and that, but when I hear something and if it makes me nervous, I go back and research it. I called my brokers. I said, hey, what's going on? Right? Because I'm alerted by what everybody's talking, what people are talking about on YouTube. So I call my sources, right? because now I have to look at my business and find out if I'm at risk or what's going on in my little circle, right? So I get on the phone with my people and, ask them how the rates have been, whatever. They know I'm down. They're waiting for me to come back.
We need to talk about your circle of people.
Yeah, because here's the thing, Shannon. And I'm not trying to step
I don't know
on
who any of them are. I'm just saying.
My brokers is who I'm talking about.
Okay.
The ones I work with very well.
See,
all right.
See, don't worry about what everybody else's rates are. That what Adam's saying. Hold on. Let me finish my statement. And I'm not trying to be rude to you.
No, I know.
Sounds incredibly rude.
No, like it. It's
I get it.
Some of the greatest advice that was ever given to me that I still struggle with on a daily basis, and it came from DIY. When he tells you to get off YouTube or stop watching something, how you just said, I research everything, I analyze everything. He's heard that before from
what I'm telling you is get out of your own head for a minute.
Yes, because nothing you try and figure out when you're in the moment or even in the week matters. Like, because the reality is, once you think you have it figured out, it changes again. So if you step away.
Yeah. I wish I could. It's like I can step away from YouTube, but
it's not just YouTube.
I'm in all of this in my own mind, right? Is like, okay,
One second here. Mark the Mailman just joined as a channel member. Thank you. Appreciate that. 18 wheels. Sometimes it's cheaper to pay out of pocket versus waiting on dealer parts. Yes, I experienced that many, many times. Sneaky B with a good question. Does the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act apply to commercial trucks? The answer is kind of, not really. So Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act says that an OEM manufacturer can't force you to use OEM parts and base your coverage on it. But in trucking, so how the place I've seen it apply is like, okay, oil changes. Like if you had a Caterpillar engine and people thought if you didn't use Caterpillar filters that they could void your warranty. Well, they cannot void their warranty on a Caterpillar engine for the lack of using Caterpillar filters. That is kind of how the Magnuson warranty applies to trucking. How it doesn't is, say in Shannon's situation, okay, she had her truck at a Freightliner dealer, and Freightliner is going to want to use OEM parts, and you go to them, well, order it from somewhere else. They will say, okay, well, we only have these 3 different places we can order from. That's the only places we can order from. And if you want the warranty to cover it, you're going to get it through one of those 3 different places.
Yep.
So technically, legally, I don't think they're bound by that. But I have seen one thing where somebody was successful in suing an OEM because they tried to deny a warranty because they didn't use the proper filters or the proper brand name of filters. So I don't think it technically legally applies. And even if it does, they have their ways around it. Like I said, they just say, okay, these are the places we deal with. This is where we get our parts. You take one of these if you want us to do the warranty work. Otherwise, good luck with your life. It's a game. It's kind of a game. And maybe I could be wrong. Maybe it very well does apply. But then does it apply in life? Is it practically applied? Well, we all know they're kind of guy that want to do what they want to do.
Yeah, and Steve Lado is a good resource on that too.
I've seen him. So does he ever address that in relation to trucking?
Not so much in trucking, but RVs and stuff
commercial,
like that.
You got to have one hell of a case to get a commercial vehicle lemon law. Lemon law does not really apply to commercial vehicles. So good luck with that. You would have to build one hell of a case to get them to apply. Commercial vehicles have their own. We lost Shannon Thomas. Maybe hopefully she'll come back.
Yeah. Hope you didn't piss her off.
No, but what happened? I pressed something. So.
So I've been doing research tonight, finding out where I'm going to get my new fuel injectors replaced.
Why, did you get some quotes on it or something?
I did. I got 5.
So, do tell.
I'm I'm gonna try different.
When did fuel injectors cause a cough? It's strange.
I found a different shop that I'm gonna try.
You didn't look on the back page of 10-4 magazine?
No.
So what's the best price you got?
$5,900.
For injectors and cups?
Yep. And labor, obviously. $5,900 out the door.
Who quoted you that?
Gator in Elk River.
Sauk Rapids? Elk River? Okay.
Elk River.
Where did Crete come in at?
61.
Okay, so you got $600 difference. What kind of downtime did they take? The turnaround time did they say?
Gator said if I dropped it off on a Thursday, I would get it back either Saturday morning. Because what they want to do is they want to diagnose it, make sure it's the injectors and not
you need to
like
have
a
that
fuel
plunger.
rail.
Yeah, you need to have that primer check valve vacuum tested.
They told me that if I dropped it off on Thursday, they did the diagnostic, they would put a guy on it immediately, and it would be ready by Saturday. Basically a day and a half. 11 hours is what they told me for the fuel injectors.
What engine is that?
It's MP8.
MP8.
The last one I took to our local Mac dealer, they did it for free because we were buying the truck, and when we went to get it, it did a long crank, didn't start. So I said, you ain't getting that check until you pull it in and test it. And they said, yeah, that's injectors. They said they would do it. Said normally it's $6,400 for injectors and cups. They started on it at noon. They had it done by midnight. One guy. I was pretty impressed.
According to eBay, there's a kit for $649.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
How many days shipping from Mozambique?
From the Ukraine.
Yeah.
That's like Shannon saying she needs to do an oil change. I agree.
They're in Sacramento. I can pick them up in Sacramento and get them to you, Adam, on Saturday.
I ain't doing it. I nope. Don't want nothing to do with it. Plus, I don't even know if you can do the cups without their tools.
Here's the description. It says good condition.
Oh, okay. So used out of the junkyard.
Oh my God.
No, like doing your own oil change. I've done it twice now, and it is just to learn, to make sure when I bring it somewhere and watch them do the oil change that it's done right. But what I pay for oil changes, it's I would rather pay the Speedco or the Loves to do my oil change because they cost me
we get it done
almost
so cheap.
as much. Yeah, we get it done
with our discount. What did you pay last time? Like $250?
$245.
Yeah, for a full service oil change.
Yep.
We can't do it that cheap.
Yeah. Well, when they screw up, they buy you a motor. When you screw up, you buy yourself a motor.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. Beard game strong. That's what I'm hearing in the chat.
Man, I haven't even been on. You don't have to rip on me immediately. I'm sick, and I'm still doing what you asked me to do. So,
what did I ask you to do?
Well, you said research. Check on different shops. How much is this going to cost you?
You don't have to do it today. I mean, like over the next few weeks or something.
Yeah, jeez. He's so emotional.
DIY, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is he going to go out to his Qualcomm and click on duty? Does this count as on duty time?
Qualcomm.
Why not?
What's a Qualcomm?
A Qualcomm.
Oh, you rookie drivers don't know.
Your ELD.
And no, I know what a Qualcomm is.
It's the thing you hang out the window while you're sleeping and roll the window up so it doesn't freaking beep while you're sleeping.
Yep.
Sorry, Shannon, go ahead.
I know that you had some special news that you were trying to get up to 100 likes, but I don't think we ever got up to 100 people in here. And
he got bought out by Gordon Trucking.
And you want to go to bed?
No, I want to know what the secret news was you were just gonna let out.
I don't know how. I'll do it now. I don't know how everybody's gonna feel. I'm gonna preface it. I don't know if everybody's gonna like it or how they're gonna feel about it. But
it's okay. It's your channel.
Somebody needs to say it, and I don't mind having to be the one. So
say it.
how do I even go about this? So everybody knows the cost of everything's through the roof, right?
Yeah.
So because
Perfect
of the
time to buy a
skyrocketing
truck.
cost, because of the skyrocketing cost of everything and inflation, dirty deeds will no longer be done dirt cheap. I just can't do it anymore.
That's smart.
I mean, I don't know how everybody feels about that. Half
Not
of y'all probably don't
exactly
even get it. What's that?
I'm not exactly sure exactly what that means, but it sounds.
Oh my gosh. Sterling, help me out here. Explain.
You mean? Okay, never mind.
It's an AC/DC song.
Well, I know that, but I overthought that one. Just never mind.
So it was funny in my head. I saw it on a billboard somewhere, and I laughed for hours about it. I'm like, damn, why couldn't I think of that on my own?
Yeah,
Damn,
no, I
that's a
thought
good-
you were saying like an inside joke type reference, but I overthought that. I'm not. I get what you mean. Just generally. Okay then.
Oh, Sterling went all robot.
And he froze.
He'll be back.
You're froze, Sterling, in mid sentence with your mouth open. If you can hear
He looks
us.
like every character in a horror movie right now.
Jeez. He can't even defend himself right now.
No. Oh, there he goes. So you're gonna $6,100 or 50? What'd you say? 5,900, 5,500?
59.
Oh, so $200 difference basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Also, quite a bit closer to where I live.
Wait, back up a second.
I know what you're gonna say,
Go ahead, smarty pants.
but go ahead.
No, you go first. I want to see if you're as smart as you think you are.
Take a load right to there, and then just go over there from there, and you can go right back there and take a load back. Was I close? Yeah, see, I'm close. He's doing his number crunching. I know exactly what you're thinking.
No, I was gonna save you $400, but here I'll let you piss it away and waste it. So, never mind.
Oh, come on.
Maybe now I'll listen.
You leave me
Minnesota.
hanging over here.
Minnesota is not a sales tax exempt state. You're gonna pay
No,
sales
it's not.
tax on. You're gonna pay sales tax on $5,900 to avoid paying $200 more over here and save yourself the sales tax.
Ah.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry.
But you are right. But I gotta find a shop that I like near my house.
Okay.
I gotta
all right.
stop doing all this work 4 or 5 hours away from my house. You know,
All right.
I'm not arguing. Yeah, I gotta find a
Sounds like
shop I
Aaron.
like near my house.
Okay. Cool. That's legit. Sterling, you went all robot there for a second.
Yeah. Is everything good now?
Yeah.
Is he really holding it that long?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Good.
That's good.
Fooled there for a second.
All right. I wanted to make sure we we're getting the whole picture. Oh, look at that. Damn, he lived. I just lost $400.
Oh, jeez.
I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, you should be resting.
Who you working for now?
I work for myself. I do what I want when I want.
Me too.
Sucker.
As long as I pay the percentage.
I quit. I'm protesting. Cost of fuel. I sold my truck. I'm done. I just want to dance.
That kills me.
Oh, Tennessee Orangeman loves oil change, ended up buying a new bracket. They over tightened his filtration. You got to go pretty tight. You got to go pretty tight to wreck the oil filter housing. You would think it would rip the threads out of the filter first.
I've
Maybe not.
seen them.
Wait a minute.
So bad.
Remember, my oil filter housing got ruined when it was a DPF. Actually, it was a 7th injector that needed to be replaced, and somehow they ruined my oil filter housing.
They were trying to take the oil temp sensor or oil pressure sensor out of it and wrecked it. Remember?
Yep.
Adco says, "Don't worry, Scott. It doesn't stop." Michael Page says, "$250 service PM. That's a good discount." It is.
It is a really good discount.
Yeah. Are we bullying Shannon? Shannon, are we bullying you?
No.
I'd hate to take a break from bullying Scott to bully you.
No, they're the Snorlord. Thank you for your concern, but they're actually counseling me tonight. You know, I did have to fill them in on the details, and then there was counsel. So it's all positive.
Tennessee Orangeman, yes, the discount is through CR England, so they are good for something.
And why don't you share? Because I asked this question to you. Why don't you share? Because there's probably new people in here that don't know this. How were you able to get the great discounts that we have through them?
They thought I was purdy.
No, didn't you say you just had to haul some loads for them?
Yeah, haul some freight for them.
Yeah.
Sierra
And they're
England's
great
pretty decent
discount.
broker, anyways. Yeah.
What?
Sierra England's pretty decent company to haul for.
I mean, I made a video last week or 2 weeks ago now. My tire discount. I went through them to get 2 new steer tires, and I saved like $400 or $500 on getting new steer tires. I mean, it was a ton of money that I saved. I think the steer tires were, how much were they? I don't remember. $700?
They were $463 a piece.
Yeah. Versus $695.
Which is the last set we bought was a $410. That was not that long ago.
Yeah.
So my 4 drive tires that I just got, they're recaps from Goodyear, but I got them for $200 a piece. Does that sound good?
That's a respectable price. My Goodyear recaps are about $110 a piece plus casing if I don't have my own casing, so that would be about $175. So yeah, that's. I mean, if they gave you casing credits or not, that factors in. It's a good price. I wouldn't be mad at that price.
Okay. That's my Dart deal installed price.
What kind of fuel discounts do they give you?
There's a funny story that goes with that, but
we love funny stories. Did you just hear me tell one?
Yeah,
it was great.
I won't go into the story, but to answer the question first, it's about almost $1 now off of what the sign says.
Okay.
Like 80 cents, right? So when I was back bragging about MUDFLAP, right? I know you probably remember me saying that, like, oh my God, MUDFLAP's killing it, right? So what had happened during that time was I told a couple drivers about MUDFLAP, and I think they told a couple drivers and whatever. And because MUDFLAP was 40 cents below what the Dart discount was at the time. So anyways, as a month or so went on, 20% of all Dart's lease operators were no longer buying fuel from Dart. And so, yeah, so they were like, why aren't you guys buying fuel anymore? Because now it's a large percentage, right? And Dart capitalizes off selling fuel. Okay, so one of the drivers told them about MUDFLAP. Next thing you know, Dart comes back and undercuts MUDFLAP by 48 cents. So
yeah, but that just shows you how much of the discount they were keeping.
Exactly.
They're making more money off of fuel sales than hauling freight.
Yeah.
Most of the megas are doing it like that.
Yeah, and that's a strategy, and everybody who's a lease operator should really look into that, because if you haven't thought about that before, you might want to look into that. So now I try to continue to look at my MUDFLAP prices, right? And Dart is just beating them by 48
Mhm.
cents. So I haven't even used my mud flap in a
Yeah.
long time because
That's
of
why
that.
you gotta have multiple ways to buy, because when MUDFLAP thinks people stop paying attention, they'll ease it back up there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then I spoke to the Loves guy that does the Love cards, because I was inquiring about it for my business and
Mhm.
trying to build some business credit. He told me how it worked. Like, they have to buy so much fuel in order to get this deal. And
Yeah,
so that's why Dart was panicking when they lost 20% of their sales.
Yeah.
And they didn't know why. And it was like, yeah, hey, we were
Well,
all
good for calling them out on it.
yeah.
It's another way MUDFLAP benefits the industry. See, it benefits you and you don't even use it.
Right.
I mean, come on.
So it's a pretty darn good discount, and tires is a good discount from what I understand. And especially, like steers are way cheaper and stuff like that, because we got some kind of deal with Goodyear, right? Because we haul some of their freight.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, Robert says y'all run those Yokohama RY617s on the steers or something like that. Yeah, we've been using that. We've recently switched to the Yokohama 101ZL. The 617s are getting kind of hard to find. Everybody's going to the 101ZL. The 617 is more of a regional steer, they call it. The 101ZL is more of a true long haul steer, which they both work in either application. It don't matter, but rolling resistance is a little bit lower.
Compared to Goodyear's steers.
I'm not a huge fan of Goodyear tires.
Okay.
They are very expensive for what you get, in my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, you're getting a huge discount on it. That's different, which I do have a good discount program for Goodyear. I worked at a place for a period of time that ran Goodyears on the drives, and just never, the traction was terrible and they just never lasted. So
I had them at
not a
JB
fan of
Hunt, and I have them here at Dart, so that's why I was asking.
Yeah, JB Hunt's big on the Goodyear.
Yeah.
And they have a great Goodyear tire program. A great one.
Yeah, so I thought, I've had faith in them just because I guess that's all I've ever had. I've never really.
They're not bad tires. I just think they're kind of overpriced for what they are.
Well, it's a fancy name, right?
I think the Yokohamas are just as good. In fact, they have a better rolling resistance and they're far cheaper.
Okay.
I mean, Michelin's are fantastic tires. The price tag comes with it though. Same with Bridgestone. I love Bridgestone tires, but damn, between Bridgestone and Michelin anymore, man, they're knocking heads off on them prices. Even on the discount programs, they're still about $150 more than the Yokohama. The Yokohama makes the Yokohama rolling resistance on their steer, depending on the model. I forgot the 101ZLs, but the 617s were actually a lower rolling resistance than the Michelin competitor for a considerably lower price.
So are those the tires you're talking about that you get CR England discount with?
Yeah, you can get multiple brands on the England program.
You can get yeah.
They and then same with the truckers.
It was a very easy.
Yeah, and truckers B2B, like they have multiple brands on there. Their price is damn close to the England price, like within a couple bucks.
Okay.
Back at the roller derby, are we, Sterling?
Yeah. I got bad internet.
That interwebs will get you every time.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Okay. What are you doing?
So, did you want me to answer about my revenue at Dart real quick?
Yeah.
Who asked you that? Sterling asked you that?
Fate asked me that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't ask you that.
You guys asked me. Sorry. Okay, it was Sterling. So I
don't ask personal questions.
Basically I book depending on how the market is that week or the loads are that week. Like I usually book anywhere from 5,500 at the lowest to 7,400 at my highest. And so, my carrier gets 30% off the top, right? So then fuel and truck payments and all that stuff. And so I have been able to consistently pay myself as a regular salary every single week without worry to the business. I've been able to make a payroll of $1,200, which that by the time that trickles down to me for my W-2 paycheck is $800 every week. And I keep it like that because that's okay for me. I don't want my salary to be too high, and it also still allows me to have some money left back over to keep in the business account to pay my accountant and my payroll company and any other incidentals like a PM or something like that I have to take care of, for the business. So, and my website and all of that stuff. So that
website.
Yeah, I have a website, and I have.
And what would that be?
It's www.solid-fleet.com. It's a very simple website, so don't expect great things if you go visit it. But
Wow.
it's my little one pager, and please the bank and whatnots.
Look at you.
In my email address is my I have my domain name for my professional email address and all of that. I followed all the little rules for setting everything up properly. So
can I fix something here?
Absolutely.
Maybe
I think it's misaligned when it first comes up. So I'm gonna say let's not give that website out again until we talk about something off the air. Oh, okay.
I'll email you.
Okay. Thanks.
It's
ahead of time.
Yeah, that's all we'll say about it for the moment. I'll tell you why.
Well, anyway, so what I bring in facilitates my business right now as a real tight little ship. So it's okay. I don't get behind. I don't see a whole lot of profit and surplus, but everything is copacetic right now.
Okay.
And that's been me coming in at a time when the market was bad, right? And a terrible roller coaster this whole entire 6-7 months. So I feel good that I've been able to survive at least, that much and still be able to pay myself regularly, other than this last 3 weeks. I cut payroll off, obviously, completely. So, but I feel pretty good about staying alive.
You haven't paid yourself anything for 3 weeks?
No, I can't. I don't have any revenue coming in. Like, everything that I've had in reserve has taken care of me, the business, and I've even had to use my credit card for like the hotel and that stuff, but there was no money left in the account to pay myself, so I just go without.
Cow.
Yeah, that's why
I thought I had it rough.
I was trying to explain that earlier. Like, the biggest painful part through all of this is not the business is taken care of. I just had to go without, right? I had to make the sacrifice. So that's the part that hurts.
I've been right where you are twice in the last 6 months. One time I spent over 2 weeks in a hotel in the middle of Virginia, waiting for my truck to get fixed. And that was like a month-long ordeal, but I still paid myself.
I was at least lucky that I could go home, and get away from the hotel.
Shannon, can you just check your email quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, but consider that, consider the situation. She was not able to pay herself for a month, but still here in operational.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm just
running the truck. That's pretty good.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, that's, I think that's
I don't think I would have, if I wasn't going to pay myself for weeks that my truck was down, I don't think I would want to do this.
I've been through stretches where I couldn't pay myself for a period of time, and it's it can be tough.
Yeah. I mean, I don't pay myself weekly though, but
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if you had thought about that at all. I just wanted to point it out. Kind of know how things are. Probably not an issue now, but in a year or as things expand
I
for
know
you.
what you mean. You don't have
Okay.
to say it. I know what you mean.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for giving a crap. I'm
We
writing
care.
you back about it.
We care. We care. Mike's Trucking with Big Daddy says, "What's up, drivers? What's the topic of the night?" We jaw jacking, telling bad jokes, good jokes, in my case. Learning about we're trying to promote some smaller channels here, help them grow. We just had Sterling in the house. We got Shannon Thomas Trucking. We got Fate Trucking. Everybody with a channel, definitely put your links in the chat multiple times.
Where's our little titles at the bottom? Where did those go?
If I arrange you different on the screen. Oh wait, I got to get rid of the comment. There we go.
Oh, I see.
I don't like this perspective. It makes everybody look huge. So there we go.
Just right now, my channel is Shannon Thomas Trucking, but right now I'm labeled as untrucking because
You're United Nations Trucking.
No,
You're
as
UN
in
Trucking.
should I put non-trucking or because I'm not trucking right now per se. So
You're close to it.
yeah, you ain't lying. Like I'm starting over from the beginning, you guys. You realize that? Like that's what I'm saying.
How's that? How's that?
Because my operating account is empty.
Let me put a different perspective on that if I can.
Yeah, sure, thanks.
So for the last couple weeks or few days, look what you know now that you didn't know 30 days ago.
Oh, for sure.
Fair to say?
Yes.
And all the things that if they should arise again, that you could do differently.
Yes, and I'm invested. Like I've built a business. Like my business is legit. It's not a L.
Yes.
It's a C corp. Like it's a real legitimate separate business now. It's not just a flow through LLC like I started out with. So like
right.
I've invested in building it with the accountants and the all the stuff. And so like I told my daughter.
Can I ask just a quick question?
Yeah.
Why did they get you to become a C corp with such a small business?
I'm building it the way now that I want to have it structured in the future. So it's
okay.
It's really primarily for future plans, but
it's an expensive way to operate for a very small business.
It is, and
okay.
I understand that it's a pain in the ass more than something else, but it's
justifiable then.
Yeah, I want to show the longevity and consistency, right?
Okay.
So
that's legit.
I chose to just kind of bite it and just to do it because of how I want it to appear later. So that was my choice. Like a lot of people would probably do S corp or something like that, but I still am hanging on to my dreams. So I think.
Oh, trucking didn't crush your dreams yet? You poor thing.
Yeah, I mean the world is making me second guess it, but I'm still hanging on by a thread. I might have to change my strategy that I originally thought of, but I'm not jumping in any. I'm just holding back. I'm just focusing on my one truck now, mostly.
Well, and another thing to consider is, I know you feel like things suck, but look what you just went through, and you're still here.
Yeah.
Right now, a lot of people wouldn't.
Right. And I count and what I wanted to say too earlier when we were talking about the like not listening to the YouTube thing and all that, like, when even you guys or some other YouTubers were talking about how they were getting bad rates and Sterling and rates, everybody was talking about getting lower rates. And the whole time I was listening to that, instead of panicking about that, I knew, like, I was like, oh my, I was just thankful. Like, I was like, I'm getting better rates than that because of my relationships with my brokers, right?
You're going to make it. Like, you're going to be fine because you got the right perspective and the right ideas and the right, the right attitude. I can tell you think about this long term. So, rather than just things suck right now, I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, I worked too hard to get here. You know, like that's ultimately where I'm at. Like I busted my ass through a shitty market to start this business in a shitty market, and all of these tips and turns and unexpected things. And since I started, I haven't seen those good rates, right? I literally like jumped in right at the moment that the great rate that was everybody was excited about went boom down to the bottom, and then here I came. And so in the big picture, I'm grateful. I really am. Like, I'm still happy. I'm still really excited, and I'm really grateful because this is the tough time, right? So this makes me stronger for later.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sure people are going to disagree with me, and I'm only speaking from my experience. I'll be very clear about this.
I appreciate it.
You have made this comment 3 times now, which makes me think, like DIY said earlier, get off YouTube. You didn't come into this in a shitty market.
When did you start, Shannon?
When like you came in this when a market is still really, really good, Shannon.
I honestly don't know when you started.
Well, so I got my truck in November, and after 4 months of them having me run their contract, 4.5 months, almost 5 months of running their contract freight, then they let me go onto the open market.
Okay, so like March-ish, right around there.
Let me see, November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, like beginning of April.
Okay, so that's kind of the time things started to turn.
So yeah, what you're saying?
Scott, you got to remember, she's dry van. She's not experiencing the same things that we are.
Okay,
which is apples to apples.
Yeah, right? I'm not saying things are perfect, because in any business, things aren't perfect 100% of the time.
Never.
Like, maybe in the porn industry it would be, but like other than that, no. And I'm not trying to be weird. I'm just saying, like, I can't think of any business that is in the best market 100% of the time. Now, did you get to soak up incredibly crazy rates? No, you missed out on that, but you're still in a market. I guess I run reefer freight. I'm still in a market that is sustainable. Are there challenges with that? Yes, but it's sustainable. It's longevity. There was a guy in here earlier. What?
Cash.
Russian bots.
Trucking with diabetes. Check it out for the best of Russian bots.
No, that guy. When I was doing my research, looking at where to get work done on my truck, I heard you talking about that guy Anthony or something runs the Northeast, right?
Yeah.
He was making great money, and like, I just think the word of a shitty freight market and this and that, yeah, there's things that are difficult about it, but it's still, in my experience, how can I complain about you cut my check every week? How can I complain about the market? Like,
but the thing I've come to understand too is, like, things are going to be very different for everybody. So we have something that we started doing a while ago that the loads we're doing are carrying us through this time right now, right? It's been carrying us through the last 5 months or so when things have been very difficult, right? Those backhauls we've been doing.
Yes.
So now we still have that, but yet our customer freight is picking up right now. So I'm kind of optimistic right now. Things should be pretty decent for us for a little while, when some other people that maybe don't have those things going on, you have the load board. You see what rates are off the East Coast separate from what the loads we're doing are, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't take those loads. And if I wasn't doing the backhauls we do, I would do what I do. I would piecemeal
Okay.
loads to get me to where I need to go that are, if I can go 250 miles and make $1,200, like to me, that's like, I have
But
a
that's-
lot of profit in that. A
That's-
lot of
Right.
profit.
That's how I've been handling it too. Plus like I always mention my brokers that I developed a good relationship with. So the whole time that folks were talking about, hey man, you know, we're not seeing more than 260, 270 a mile. I was getting 310 all day. But it's because of my relationships that I immediately went to work making. So even though like I say that, like, okay, I came into what people say was a bad time in the market, I feel like I was successful because I still carried over $3 a mile, all miles, during that whole period that people were suffering. So that's why I'm when I say that about my relationships, like I think it's really important because I know that a lot of guys weren't seeing the rates that I was, and I'm a new person, right? So I was able to maintain, you know, I think 280 was the lowest rate that I ever saw during that whole time, that since the day one that I started.
Pretty good dry van rate. I mean,
Yeah.
you go back to before this gold rush in trucking, and what spot market dry van rates were. I mean, you're talking half of that.
Wow.
Granted, fuel wasn't $6 a gallon, $5
Right.
a gallon, whatever.
Fuel's where it's really, yeah.
Things are relative.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know my numbers like down to the T, right? So I know, my God, if we get lower than $1.20, then I got to be done, because I'm paying for a truck. Like that's the other thing. I'm paying for a truck.
Right. So,
You know?
and two, you know, you don't go out and upgrade that truck to $250,000 truck. It's
Right. I just need to stay in my little Freightliner that's running so good.
DIY slipping on that mute button game. Yeah. We got to let him talk tonight.
Oh, here we go.
No. I haven't muted you all night.
Where's Cash? Why hasn't Cash popped up all day in
he's
all
home.
of these lives we've been in?
When Cash is
Oh,
home,
he's home?
YouTube
Okay.
is home for him. It's not YouTube time.
No, I know that. I just didn't know
Loves
he
to
was at
spend
home.
time with his little boy.
Yeah, by all means, he should.
And then
I thought he was in the truck, so I'm sorry.
And my family hates me, so that's why I'm on YouTube.
It's because you keep trying to give them a deadly virus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Michael Anderson says we're horrible. My goodness.
Oh, that's great.
Only me.
Thanks for the support.
No, I'm just kidding. What do we ask?
I just want to say thanks, guys. Thank you. Thanks for coaching. Thanks for doing YouTube videos.
Oh, no. Please don't ever use that word around me. It's like nails on a chalkboard.
I meant teaching, mentoring, right? Advising, all the things that you do that have helped me learn. I just want you to know that I appreciate you for that.
Well,
because
you know what, Shannon?
Me together.
You know what's important about that statement? And it's not me. Like, I don't teach. Come on. I am nobody to like teach anything to anybody, even after 23 years of trucking. But you know what I like is that you reach out to people and you follow people and you take advice. You don't act like you know everything. And that is such a positive thing. And that's what's going to make you successful, like for real. Because the people that always think they know everything, and I'm looking at this from like sports, you know, I grew up playing hockey, obviously. Like, anytime you think you are the best and you're going to dominate at something, you end up getting your butt kicked. And like
ice fishing?
I love ice fishing.
Is this an ice fishing analogy?
No. No, I'm just saying, like, being teachable and coachable in life is a very good trait to have. Like, people go a long way.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
They say, oh, you can do anything. You really can do anything if you let somebody teach you. I mean, obviously we have I'm never going to be 7 feet and dunk a basketball, obviously, but if you get the right coach, they could teach you how to play basketball.
Well, you said earlier today you wanted to be Michael Jordan when you were a kid.
I said I liked him. But no, and YouTube's funny that way. If you have a microphone and a camera, it makes you an expert, and people believe that. But there's people in this chat that I know have a ton of experience that could teach a lot of us a thing or two about a thing or two. And then there's some folks on YouTube, I would straight up disregard any word that comes out of their mouth.
Right.
So it's like, you just over time you learn,
I'll be the first one to tell anybody, like, hey, I don't know. I'm asking, like, because I that's how I am coming across. Like, I'm asking because I don't know, and I'm not afraid to admit that I don't know.
Yeah, you know more than and kind of like, where I was going with it earlier about the, turn off YouTube or this or that. Sometimes you just got to put your boots on and go to work.
Yeah.
You know about the business stuff. You got everything analyzed. You got the numbers down. But sometimes you just got to put it out of your head and go to work for a while. And don't think about those things.
Yeah.
Really. And largely, a lot of times that's the case. You get caught up in the paralysis of analysis, right? You'll just overanalyze things. I had to stop Scott a few times in the beginning about, well, I want to do this because that's that. And I'm like, you're throwing away something really good here. Not that the other thing isn't good too, but you can get too caught up sometimes.
And it's happened to me. Like, I'm not gonna act
me too.
Absolutely,
me too.
Went off to that, but I'm also a person that, like, I study first before I decide to make a decision, right? So I will sit back on something and chew on it, try to get different perspectives on it, try to look at the outcomes. What if I do this? What if I do that? All the consequences that come with that. Like, I really think about stuff before I actually move. Like I said, before I ever left my company position at JB Hunt, I spent my entire time at JB Hunt studying this to make sure that this is really because if I was going to jump, I had a really good job at JB Hunt. I loved it. I loved it, and so if I was going to do this, it involves sacrifice and, and a lot of things. And so I spent all that time studying that before I finally decided that I was going to give them my 2 weeks notice, and I had picked my company and my path, and that's what I was going to do. So I don't make decisions fast. Like, I listen to what everybody's saying, and then it's like I sit back and I think about all their perspectives, because not everybody's the same or in the same situation. And then I have to consider those things to my own life and my own business and what I want to do, right? So I do consider it, but when somebody's in a panic about something, what I have learned about YouTube is, like, all right, let this ride a couple days, and then somebody will say, oh yeah, fuel prices are back up and rates are fine, and it's blah blah blah, right?
It's one thing, this whole thing we've been through in the last 2 years is, I feel like it's made a lot of people really lose their long-term perspective, and a lot of short-term actions, like making decisions and actions based on really, really short-term thinking instead of what's maybe best for the long run.
Because people are getting impulsive and reactive because of the drama of the
that money was so good.
Everything,
Yeah, that money was so good.
The money was absolutely life-changing. I mean, let's be honest. Absolutely life-changing.
Yeah.
The problem is, if you didn't change your life with that money to benefit your life tomorrow, you probably did the wrong thing. Like, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It was one hell of an opportunity.
you know, and a lot of things you see today on YouTube are the perspectives, this is my opinion, based off of somebody that might not have changed their life for tomorrow, but got the instant gratification of everything they own right now. And now they need to keep everything they own. That's harder than preparing for tomorrow. Trying to keep everything you own today is a lot more difficult than trying to own
Hard to
it
keep
10
it,
years
yeah.
from now.
Yeah. And I sometimes wonder, you know, have this internal debate in my head of could YouTube trucking be actually hurting trucking at a certain point? There's some ways where you could say that it does.
Well, remember when everybody was slapping their paychecks up on the glass?
I've never done that once. I thought that was such a bad idea.
You don't see people doing that no more, do you?
And people posting rate cons, that was such a dumb thing to do.
Let's be honest about something. As stupid as this sounds, and the reason I can say this is you cut my checks. I could have done that all last year and had way more than 500 subscribers.
Yeah.
Correct? The amount of money I made.
You also wouldn't have had a job.
Well, yeah. But like I could have done that.
Like, yeah,
or,
for sure.
Yeah.
Or I could have gone out and bought, you know, whatever I wanted to buy.
Yeah.
And I chose not to do that for multiple reasons. But one being, I wanted to set myself up for tomorrow. My daughter left for college yesterday. Her bill for college is this.
Congratulations. That's humongous.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it's about, man.
I think that's more important than me having a new truck or a new car. You know?
Yeah. But, you know, those rate cons have a confidentiality agreement, and people just ignore that. And I'm surprised. I'm really actually surprised that some brokers didn't go after people for doing that.
Well, I'm not even saying put up Raycons. Your settlement.
Well, settlement, that's different. You don't have a confidentiality, although I have it in my contract.
False expectations.
Yeah, yeah. And the other thing I don't understand, and someday it's going to come home to roost, is the YouTube truckers that live stream and record videos while they're driving. Somebody is going to get charged with negligent homicide for that someday. You are filming yourself distracted driving. And the first person that has an accident doing that is going to get charged out the ass. They're going to get made an example of.
Yeah, because insurance ain't going to cover it.
They're not going to back you on that.
No, they're not.
You are filming yourself committing negligence. Yeah. I have a strict policy against that. Like, no, you can never. I would never do it. Like I don't know why that even has to be explained. You will lose everything. That little YouTube channel that's making you a bunch of money, gone. You're probably gonna sit in jail if you kill somebody. But it's not. But it's very popular. Everybody's doing it.
Not me, man. I'm watching too many things out on that road. I'm listening to my motor. I'm paying attention to everything. Like I couldn't even think of, like, I don't even like to talk on the phone. Like if somebody calls me, like I'm not trying to answer the phone while I'm driving. Like I just send everything to voicemail and call when I get stopped. Like it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Hunter, you got car with 300,000 miles making $3,000 a week. You're kind of like me. My car and my pickup are both 17 plus years old. Yeah, you live a modest lifestyle. This industry can provide you a very good life. Chalpek, if you can pull that off, more power to you. Just you better make sure it all lands in the bucket. That's all I'm saying. Well, Tennessee Orange Man, I appreciate the comment. Thank you so much. It might be a different perspective in sharing the journey, but honestly, that doesn't play as well as entertainment and in drama. But hey, I'll do it that way. Pay the price. Hopefully, it pays off later. Hoping it does. MN Trucking. Where did MN Trucking go? Oh, there. I was in CDL school and watching. Yeah, well, I learned so much. So appreciative today. I got 2 trucks and trailer with 0 debt and my own authority. That's how it's
Yay.
done, man. That's how it's done, boy. So that's inside of 2 years. You have that. Think of what the next 10 years look like, and you're in a what would a lot of people would call a difficult time in trucking right now, with 2 trucks and trailers with no debt and your own authority. You, my friend, are in what we call the catbird seat. Even though it's tough now, could you imagine being in that situation with 2 trucks? It's cost say 25. That'd be $5,000 a month in payments, and maybe another $1,000 each on a trailer. $7,000 a month in payments in the situation you're in right now. Could you imagine that?
That'd be tough.
I don't know that I could sleep at night.
Yeah.
I got like $1,300 charged on my credit card right now for like a plane ticket and a hotel room, and I'm nervous about that.
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm out there with you.
It just like
I don't like it. I don't like that at all.
that's impressive. That's impressive, MN Trucking. If
Yeah,
you ever want to come on and tell that story of how you did it, because people think you can't start debt free or you can't get there. It's just not practical in trucking. Or
that's exactly what I wanted
not true.
to do, but there's so much more involved to get that accomplished in 2 years. You know what I mean? Like, I had to get experience. I had to work for a company. I had to learn the business, and so he's way ahead. I wanted to be there, but it's just not how it worked out.
There's so many ways to come at this. So. Scott, did you save money on food by eating mom's spaghetti?
Who doesn't?
I don't like my mom's spaghetti.
A lot of people burning through their savings to stay in trucking. It might be, but I bet you would find one commonality with most of them right now. And I bet the commonality, I would bet a large percentage, would be they bought their equipment in the last year and a half when equipment was sky high.
Yeah.
Not understanding that this doesn't last forever. I would bet that's a good majority.
I feel like I got lucky there, guys, when I first started, because it was like as soon as I signed the contract for my truck, and I felt like, I did some research on it, and I felt like it was a fair price for all involved. But I swear it was like the next month, man, all the truck prices went up into the sky. Like, I feel really lucky to get what I got at the price that I got.
Yep. John Boy
after that.
John Boy 023 with maybe the comment of the night, and I'm glad you said it. YouTubers bragging on rates and dollars for the past 2 years have brought in thousands of new carriers with starry-eyed dreams that contributed greatly to overcapacity and loss of rates. You are 1,000% correct. The number of new authorities in the last 2 years is astonishing. And yeah, that a lot to do with it. I can prove it, and Cash could prove it too, with the emails that we get. You get an email from a guy, I'm a school teacher, I'm buying 2 trucks. I'm not going to drive either one of them, but I'm buying 2 trucks and trailers and put people in them because I've heard I can make all this money. How do I do that? I'm like, well, why? Number one, why would I do all that work for you for free? And number 2, learn about it before you have no idea. You're a school teacher. You have no idea about trucking. You've never even been in a truck. You're not gonna get your CDL. So if somebody abandons a truck, how are you gonna go get it? And
Instagram is loaded with these people that are churning out courses and selling them to tell people that they can make all this money dispatching.
The dispatch service thing drove me nuts, man. Who would
don't
hire one of those people?
Authorities were those guys? Don't you think a lot of those were?
Probably. But who the hell would hire somebody to dispatch them? That person's never even been around trucking. I would want somebody like Snorlord or myself that's been in trucking a long time, actually driven a truck, and has years of experience with lanes and rates and brokers and all kinds of things. I would even pay more for somebody like that than one of these people. Most of the dispatchers are not even in this country. They don't even know what an 18-wheeler looks like. I get calls from them every day. I just hang up on them.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to bed.
All right, I'm just gonna sit
Hey,
here and
I
hang out
hope
with my
you
new.
feel better soon, like tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys later. Take care, Shannon.
Sorry
Take care,
you feel
DIY.
bad.
See you later.
Okay, good
See
night.
you later. Yeah, that's a great comment, John Boy, and I agree with you. And unfortunately, a lot of that capacity has to shake out of the market before anything changes. And a lot has to come out of capacity, not just a few thousand. We're talking tens of thousands have to come out of the spot market before it changes. Because volume's not going to increase back to what it was. We're not coming out of a time where everything was shut down and everybody needs to resupply. So we're not going to see that kind of volume again.
I feel like a lot of people are going to be dropping out in the next year.
They are. The math will make it happen. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm nervous about what happens between now and then, because it doesn't matter who you are or what you are. There's certain things that anybody can't survive.
Right.
So, we could go through a spot market time that's more than I could survive. I don't know. I'm human.
Yeah.
Just like anybody else.
I mean, we got numbers. That's the math is going to make the decision ultimately.
Yeah. I feel like it can outlast a lot because of, my reasonable debt level and stuff. But
there's always a deadline though.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows what happens? I mean, make all the plans you want. See what happens.
Right. That's how I feel. Like, well, shoot.
That one guy says, when does the S hit the fan? Man, I don't know. All I know is we are headed in the wrong direction. Put a date on it. I mean, and now today or yesterday, all of a sudden we're paying off people's student loans. What's next? What in the hell is next? How do we pay for that?
I think they're trying to freaking put us all on a government salary program and food and money.
UBI.
Their
goal is UBI, Universal Basic Income. And no country has ever come back from that. I can tell you with certainty, if something doesn't change by 2026, we're all in a world of trouble when our tax rates by default go up. I watched a video of a CPA accountant break it down. The average person's tax burden will increase by 30% come 2026 when the current tax plan expires. And if you don't think that's going to affect you as a self-employed business person, if you paid taxes before that and then you paid taxes after that, and you realize the benefit of the QBI, Qualified Business Income Deduction, you realize that was a substantial burden, tax burden off the self-employed.
Yeah.
Small business under $300,000 a year, basically. So
well, part of my C Corp is that I'm locked into 21% for 5 years, so I at least got that under control.
That's 2026.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Yep.
We gotta adapt and adjust somehow. Stay alive.
With Both Feet has a new course. He says, sign up for my new course on how to avoid new courses on dispatching.
I like it with Both Feet.
Hunter says, a YouTuber that started 2 years ago is trying to teach people and put out courses. LOL. I don't want to know. I don't want to know who that is. What's my dispatch rate? I don't know. How do you feel about 30%? Seem fair? Anybody? 27? We'll negotiate here. We'll start at 30% and go higher. How about that? I don't know. Never thought about it. Depends on what you want done. Some people want full service. They want you to do their fuel tax, all that stuff. Some people just want straight up dispatch. I don't know. It would be whatever the agreement was between that particular person. Everybody's might be different. I don't know.
I'm jumping in the chat, DIY. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're out?
Yeah, I'm gonna go in the chat, and because it's 10 o'clock, I gotta be at this other place at 7 too. So I'm starting to get sleepy. So I'm gonna stay in the chat until I pass out.
All right. Yeah, I should probably get to bed too. I got a big weekend coming up.
I
So,
appreciate you having me on.
well,
And
thanks for coming in. Put your link in there again, and everybody check out everybody we had in here tonight. Killian's Trucking, Shannon Thomas Trucking, Sterling. Is he still in here? You can put his link in.
Cash is King.
Fate Trucking, Cash is King, Trucking with a Velox 18.
Velox, yeah.
He's in here. Yeah. What else we got? We got With Both Feet. We got a bunch of small channels in here. We want to see them channels grow. Definitely. Well, thanks for coming in, Shannon. Do it again. Do it often. And
I appreciate it. It was fun and educational.
Yeah, we'll get to know each other a little better. Email me and such.
Okay. And I hope I get to run into you again.
Yeah, I need a second chance at that. I need a second chance at that when I'm not quite as contagious.
Right. Exactly. All right. Well, everybody have a good night, and it's all good. And I think I've got 2 subscribers since we posted my link the last time. So thank you.
We'll try to do better than that.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you later.
All right. Later.
All right. That was awesome. We had a bunch of good people in here. Tennessee Orangeman. Contract rates are coming down to the load board by the end of this year, and a lot of big carriers are gone. The contract rates, they're using shippers are using spot market to push down contract rates. Now that is for sure. For sure. Yep, a lot of capacity has to be lost. When you see Amazon looking for trucks and posting loads, it will be a good sign that enough of the super cheap trucks are gone. If Amazon's desperate for trucks, you know that there's not enough trucks out there. That's where everybody goes when, well, like now when the spot market when it comes down. Bugatti the trucker, what's the verdict with Heartland? They did not try to buy me. That was me with my best attempt at clickbait. Cassius King says, I wouldn't be surprised if Biden says we're going to buy hookers and weed. When you say Biden, you mean Hunter, right? That's Taza says you guys are absolutely talking truthfully. Well, we try. We definitely try. Chalpek says I just woke up from a nap and had a dream I caught Biden siphoning diesel from my tanks. It might have been Hunter trying to sell your diesel for crack. I'm just saying. Just saying. Old School New Serial says, Shannon, it's adapt and overcome. Sorry, I probably skipped a lot of comments. I don't know. I'm having a hard time keeping up tonight because you guys are doing a great job of comments. And I'm trying to talk to Shannon, read chats, talk to Shannon, read chats. So I do appreciate it. Assie McGee says, Daddy Dementia making it rain. Yeah, was it $300 billion? And does anybody really think that's the end of it? I don't. I certainly don't. Trucking Velox. Are you at home? Do you want to come on? We'll definitely bring you in if you want to. Chalpek, he was willing to sell it on the black market to pay off student loans. Yeah. Cassius King going to get him a government job by 2026. IRS is where it's at. You even get to carry a gun, and they encourage you to use it. Apparently, I've seen in the ad. Oh, what else we got? Chalpek says, I haven't filed my taxes until he's out of office, so he's coming to take my payment one way or another. Yeah, they'll come with them guns now. Cassius King Trucking, how much for that DIY full service? How much you got? It's not how much is it, it's how much you got. We'll start there. With Both Feet says, I heard it might be a good idea to make videos to grow my channel. I'll go check out my old videos. Yeah, you definitely need to make some videos there with Both Feet. You got content to make videos about. You got a direct customer. You have 2 trucks. You're growing a business. You're growing a small fleet. You just went through the process of hiring somebody. You pull doubles on occasion through the mountains, bad weather conditions. You got all kinds of content. I'd like to hear more about how that conference you went to with the State of Idaho Department of Transportation. I'd like to hear more about that. There we go, Shannon Thomas putting her channel link up there. Killian's just subscribed. There you go. That one guy, so hard to find parking. So many trucks out here. Yes, there is. Cassius King says, oh, Killian's Trucking posted his link. Everybody click on that link. Cassius King, Hunter Biden called me for a dime bag. Did you deliver, sir? Oh, got my very own Russian bot here. Russian bot. We got to block them. VLAX says, if you're staying on, I'll jump in here. I'll just put the link in the chat. Oops. Yeah, that's not the link. We don't need that in the chat. Sorry about that. Here, we'll invite. Copy to clipboard. Copy, paste. There you go, VLAX. I just put it in the chat there for you. Come on in. Come on in. Dems are just opening the door to 100% student loan payoff. I kind of believe something similar. Is it 100%? I don't know. I think their dream is to make college free. So, I mean, free to the people that are going, not free to me and you. Like, we're still going to pay for it. We're not going to get to go, but we're going to have to pay for it. Chalplex says, get those Hunter Biden toothpicks and you'll be hauling freight by land, sea, and air. There you go. Hunter don't sell dime bags. He's rich. Oh, how about that now? How about that? So yeah, thank you for coming in, Shannon, Sterling, Killian's, Fate Trucking. Everybody's going to bed. Ashley McGee says, I'm at a shady truck stop in Detroit. T's and P's for me, please. We'll definitely give you those T's and P's. There you go. Nick, I got the chat. I got the invitation, the link up there for you. If you want to come in, you're more than welcome. We can talk trucking and jaw jacking. We can talk Peterbilts and reefer hauling. All that happy stuff. Cassius King says he wanted a dime bag of 100% fentanyl. How much is a dime bag of fentanyl? I know it'll go a long ways. So yes, the title was clickbait. Heartland Express did not buy me out. And wait, Marty's got a question. You said 10,000 new authorities lose capacity. How so, if anything, made it better? 10,000 new authorities wouldn't. It's not enough to make a difference. I don't believe. It's be tens of thousands of new authorities would have to come out of the market. We had 20,000 new authorities alone in February. That was just before things started to turn in the spot market. And that was 1 month. The year before that, it was close to 200,000 new authorities. And all those new authorities, straight to the spot market. Amazon or the spot market. Probably 95% of them. They flooded the spot market with capacity. It wasn't 250,000 new authorities to get into contract freight. Oh, Valox, how you doing? Chalplex says Peterbilts are for folks who can't reach the top of the hood on a Kenworth. You know anything about that?
Kenworth hoods are a little taller. I'll give you that.
They are, man. They're over my head. It's stupid high. I can't even reach it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming in. Welcome to the show. I saw you had
Thanks for having me.
magnificent live stream the other night.
Yeah, I was giving you all the props for being able to keep up on the comments, and then you kind of dropped the ball tonight. I don't know.
I did. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I usually get about 15, 20 minutes behind on comments myself, so and then stay there until the end.
It gets hard. You got to do you end up doing a lot of talking, and then your voice goes, and just the way it is. So what's up this evening?
I'm slow rolling my way across the country because they gave me too much time to get this load from Utah all the way to Pennsylvania. So I was thinking about swinging home down to Tennessee and then back up to Pennsylvania, but it would cost me like $300 in fuel. And I would really only get like one day, and really it'd be part of one day, and then one night I'd get like 30 hours at home, and it would cost me $300 to do it. And so instead of trying to race home and burning more fuel going fast and burning the extra fuel for the extra 300 miles, I decided just to slow roll my way. So I'm just here in Nebraska, parked for the night. I'll take like 12 hours off and get a good night's sleep, and then drive at my leisure tomorrow, and drive at my leisure on Saturday, and then drive at my leisure on Sunday, and just kind of slow roll it all the way into Pennsylvania.
Yeah. No, Marty, that was 200,000 new authorities in a year. And it wasn't that there was new people. It was probably a lot of them came that were already in the industry, went from company driver to authority, or lease driver to authority. So they just moved. Anybody who went from company driver to new authority went from most likely contract freight directly into the spot market. So shifted a lot of people around. But February was 20,000 in 1 month. And all of last year was 200 and some thousand, right around 200,000. Then you had January that was high, and I forget what January was, but February alone was 20-some thousand new authorities.
Yeah, so I was in 2021. I went from being leased on hauling hazmat tankers for a carrier out of Northern California, and started my authority. And when you start an authority, you start in the spot market, unless you work. Hazmat tanker was, I guess, kind of unique because I couldn't really build customer relationships because those are so, like, the contracts.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have the equipment, and you don't buy the equipment unless you have the contract. So it's almost like you buy the tankers when you get the contract, and obviously a one truck operation isn't going to have the capacity for any of the customers that those guys. I mean, they're going into like Chevron and Shell and Marathon and stuff. So I wasn't going to be doing that, but so I jumped into the spot market like most people do, and it was good for a while.
Yeah, I mean, and as a new entrant with authority, hazmat insurance is just going to be high, and to comply with the regulations, like hazmat for a carrier is not just a matter of having the insurance. You got to have a hazmat permit. You got to do a lot of extra compliance. It's just not. I mean, to me, it's not worth it. It doesn't pay that much more, so even especially
it really isn't that expensive until you get to the insurance part. It's like $150 for the insurance certificate, or the insurance license, hazmat license for FMCSA, and then you just have to enroll yourself in a training program and train every 90 days or whatever it is, every quarter.
Yeah.
But it's really not like anything that crazy, but
it's a pain. The insurance is expensive. The rest of it's just a pain.
Yeah, and unless you have a contract, you don't even know. Like, I've seen maybe 4 loads in the year and a half I've been doing this that I would have liked to have booked, that, they were hazmat loads, kind of in the lanes that I run, and it would have been nice to have. But if it was more often that there was hazmat loads available, on the reefer or dry vans, I would consider it. But
do you have a tank? You have a tanker endorsement, right?
Yeah.
Tanker
and I still have my hazmat.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
Tanker endorsement with a reefer is a great thing come winter. Or even summer.
I had a couple loads that I tried to book, but I didn't end up getting the agreement on them. But yeah, I've seen the tanker needed on a few loads on the load boards. So
yeah, that freeze protect IBC totes is a good game to have in the wintertime. So yeah, I got your thing you sent me. We'll have to try to connect on something. Things are kind of starting up here. I got some few things going on. 'Tis the season, so If you're ever
I'm,
around,
I'm
try to
looking
give me a couple of days notice.
I
It's
will.
kind of a slow. It's kind of a
Definitely.
slow start here, but we're getting going. Every day's a little bit better until it rains. Oof.
You know,
Rain's been put.
every year that I did tomatoes or grapes, that's always how it was. There's like this anticipation and build up to it, and then it always starts so slow, and you're like, we were always chomping at the bit because you remember the busy times when you're working 16-hour days with the ag exemption and taking 8 hours off and right back in the truck, and then you forget that for the first couple weeks, or sometimes depending on the weather, it could even be longer. Yeah, we'd be like, fighting over loads, seeing who could get get 3 loads in their little local runs, when they run those fields over there. So it was always like that, though. Slow ramp up in the beginning.
Yeah. So how's your experience kind of coming along so far with the new areas and the new kind of like everything's new again?
I mean, yeah, it's not fun right now because I'm just trying to figure out like Pennsylvania always pays good, but Pennsylvania sucks, and I see why it pays good because it's there's not a lot coming out, and
Well,
the only stuff that comes out that pays good goes further to the Northeast. And I'll be honest, I'm just intimidated by the Northeast because of what other guys have said. I've never actually been there myself, but you hear guys talk about Massachusetts and stuff, and I just I shy away from that.
I mean, you been to Chicago?
No, I went around it. Well,
It's-
Faye had me. I talked to Faye, and he had me kind of just go through, and it
Yeah.
was like 9 o'clock at night, so it was easy.
It's like you've been to Los Angeles. It's like it's kind of busy like that, but it's just kind of a little tighter. With you could manage. You've been driving long enough.
I don't know. I had a hard time in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh sucks.
I didn't record it in the video because I was so focused, and I realized, like, finally when I got there, I realized I haven't recorded any of this, and people would have loved watching me struggle so much and going like, I was like 4.5 miles or 3.5 miles away from my delivery, but I couldn't get there on the road I was on, and the roads that connected me to the road I needed to be on were not truck routes, even though my trucker app, my GPS app, was telling me I could go down these roads. They were very clear to me when it said make a right-hand turn. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not turning a right-hand turn into a narrow residential street. Just not gonna happen.
Pittsburgh sucks. Nothing makes sense in Pittsburgh. All the roads go every which way. Nothing is a grid. There's a freaking river that winds through the town. You got bridges and tunnels, and I can do without Pittsburgh.
I spent about an hour and a half to get that 4.5 miles over to my because I had to keep going, and I ended up having to do a blindside alley dock into the Costco docks so that I could turn around and go the other way. At least I found the Costco because I was like, I know I can maneuver around the Costco. I've been to enough Costco doing plants and stuff. I was like, I'm gonna go to the Costco. I know trucks can get in and out of Costco. I'm gonna go to Costco. So that was my strategy.
Sometimes you go with the safety move.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Like,
and I'm sure.
Yeah. Like, I don't like like Massachusetts and Connecticut, but anymore, nothing really bothers me anymore. I had one job that was very tough and very difficult. We went to the worst spots you could ever think of, and after that, I'm just kind of nothing really bothers me too much. It's probably not a good thing. It probably killed that part of me that that's probably valuable.
That healthy fear.
Yeah, there's a little. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Some fear is healthy. Yes, and that part of me is now dead.
Yeah, but it's like anything. You do it enough times, you kind of get comfortable with the unknown. I mean, that's how I was going to any shipper and receiver because I was on, the same loop every night for so long. You got me out of just the one or two refineries I went into every night and the 1 or 2 customers I went into every night. and you put me in any situation, it was uncomfortable. I just had to push through it because, I mean, it's not hard. It was just like, hey, I actually have to think and, you know, plan ahead and that kind of stuff. And I used to just get in the truck and drive and barely even had to pay my, you know, keep my eyes open while I was driving on those roads. I knew them like the back of my hand. Just ran loops all night long.
Yeah. So how do you like living? Like you're just, you know, other than trucking, how do you feel about the move and everything now?
It's awesome. Like we moved into a good community, like a small town. It's really tight knit. They're really kind of leery of outsiders, but
I was going to ask, have you been accepted, or are you the outsider?
I mean, by our immediate neighbors, we've been accepted, which then, you know, they're like long time, you know, people that have lived there forever. One of our neighbors is a principal at the school, at one of the elementary schools. So, you know, kind of getting her nod of approval kind of is a signal to other people in the community, like, oh, okay, they're cool. You know, having the truck parked in front of the house for the first week that we were there kind of helped. People kind of knew, okay, they work, and, you know, they're blue collar, kind of like, you know, it's a rural community, so they respect, you know, people who work hard, and they don't want the other kind of Californians.
Well, need none of them damn Yankees coming down there, do they?
Yeah, if we had a couple Teslas we had parked out there, they probably wouldn't have even bothered coming over and introducing themselves. But yeah, we had our Suburban and my truck parked in front of the house, and they're like, "Oh, well, maybe we can go introduce ourselves and see if they're nice."
Well, good. Have you found yourself with much more disposable income since you've left California?
No.
Or not? Is that not really set in yet?
Well, I've because my father passed away, and then we had to fly out back to California. Like, I haven't really gotten in a good rhythm in the truck yet. I just keep going on 7-8 day long trips, and then I come home for like a week long, and so I haven't really hit that rhythm where I'm putting the days in the truck and then being home on the weekends, or kind of, I don't know. I haven't hit that rhythm yet where I feel like, and then the rates are low, so, you know, it's kind of, yeah, we're not getting there. We don't feel like we don't feel the relief from that yet. But
okay, well,
I know
it'll take time. Settle into a groove, just like with anything else.
Yeah. Well, then my son just, you know, my oldest son, we just sent him to college, and he wasn't there for just a couple days before he was like, "Hey, so this costs money, and this costs money, and this costs money," and they were like, "Yeah, this is why we told you should be saving your money." And he's like, "Okay, but can you guys help me with this or that and that?" Yeah, we can help, whatever. So, yeah, although my wife did say, okay, so the one thing that she's noticed above everything else is she's spending like $100 less per week on groceries without that 17, 18-year-old in the house.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
He was hailing food.
They do that.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine feeding myself when I was that age. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't block my Russian bot. Can somebody else block that for me? Or did it work? I don't know. Oh well. Anyway, I guess if you're looking for a good dating site, love-chat1.xyz. Can't seem to block them, so I might as well embrace it. YouTube won't let me block it.
That's funny.
Must be that strong bot. Oh well. So yeah, I've been watching your channel, and I've decided I want to kind of be just like you. So I'm buying this truck here behind me.
What was that?
I'm buying it. I gotta have a hood truck.
It's
no Peterbilt.
I mean,
I'll give you that.
It's my dream. Hey, that's a cool truck.
It ain't bad. I'm gonna go pick it up this weekend.
Truck.
We're gonna.
Is that? I heard you say Boise. Is that where you're going?
Yeah, I'm gonna give me a hood truck, and I'm gonna with a lot of chrome, and I'm gonna put it in every single damn thumbnail.
Hey, when I was starting my YouTube channel, and I was just I was renting a Peterbilt 384 from the carrier I was leased onto, I talked to Sammy Lloyd and I told him, hey, I'm buying a new Peterbilt 389, all black chrome, and I want to monetize my channel before I get the truck, because I know once I get that truck, the channel's gonna grow. And sure enough, as soon as I got the truck, my channel blew up. It was just, and he told me, yeah, you put that truck in every single thumbnail. I said, okay, I will. That's the plan.
Yep.
No matter what, the truck in the thumbnail.
You either need a hood truck or a cab over.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't for the life of me know why I'm buying this thing. I really don't. I think I'll just use it for YouTube. We'll do some content on it. It needs some repairs done, so we can do that. And I think I'm gonna try to just be experimental, like do all kinds of modifications and try different products and all kinds of stuff on, see how it goes. I don't know. If I blow it up, at least it ain't my main truck.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Maybe I'll put somebody. I'd have somebody drive it.
I've thought about doing something like that, and then turning it into a lease purchase for someone who wants to come and lease on with me, because they see the truck and they be like, "Oh, I want that truck." Because anything shiny that you put in front of people's eyes, they want it.
Yeah.
So
I've already had people ask. I have a guy that works with me here that has been looking for a truck like this and hasn't found one worth buying. He kind of wants it, but I kind of don't want to give up to him because I'm like, no, this is mine. all the people that at least on here have always driven nicer trucks than me. I'm like, well,
yeah.
Not that this is a nicer truck, but I don't know.
What year is it? I can't tell.
It's a 99.
Okay. Isn't 98 the cutoff for
99?
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, 99 or older.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And that's for ELDs, right? That's the cutoff.
Yeah.
I lose track because I was from California. We had so many other dates.
Yeah, this truck came from California, basically.
Okay.
The guy that had it before the guy I'm buying it from I think he lived in Reno, and he just ran California. So.
Gotcha.
If you were looking for a good Russian bot dating website, check out love-chat1. Use promo code DIY Semi for a 1 year free gold membership. If they're gonna put it on here, at least they could give me a promo code, right? Oh man, it's 10:30 at night. My goodness.
So how many years have you been on your own authority? How long has it taken you to build up to where you're at now?
On my own authority, 2005 I started it, and then I took like a few year break in there, so I just kind of burnt out and ticked off. So I decided this sucks, I'll do something else. But then I remembered, oh yeah, this doesn't suck so bad after all. Decided, yeah, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So yeah, that's about it. No, not much more romantic than that. What's going on, Alonzo Turner?
What's going on?
I don't know. What's up with you?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just sitting here in a shady truck stop in Detroit.
Roll them up and lock them.
Just trying not to get raped.
Don't try too hard. You ruin your night.
I heard you go to this channel for a good time.
Yes. For a good time, use promo code DIY Semi at that truck stop. You get 10% off of every good time.
Oh, good night. So you're
Mark,
really getting a hood truck?
Yeah, all the cool kids have one.
Oh, okay.
All the cool YouTubers have one. I want to be a cool YouTuber. I need a hood truck.
I've been looking at a Western Star 4900.
Ooh, Cash tells me this is a Freightliner. Freightliners are not hood trucks. I wish he would have told me that before I agreed to buy it.
It's a classic XL, isn't it?
It is. It's a 1999 with a Super Tin.
Oh, okay. That was the first truck I ever drove. Was a Super 10. It was actually a Kenworth W900 with a Super 10.
Okay.
I loved that truck. Had a 60 series in it. That would get right out there, walk the dog.
Yeah, this has got 60 series in it. Newer overhaul, new rear ends, and I don't know. Obviously, some chrome polish and so forth. But interesting. Air conditioning doesn't work, so we'll fix that. The cruise control doesn't work, so we'll fix that. And then
You
Yeah,
just
the
charge it
monitors.
up with some of that fuel lock stuff. And
oh,
be
we
good
can
to
do
go.
that. We can do that. Yeah.
No, it shouldn't be too bad.
Plus, it's
Though.
gonna be the time of year you don't need air conditioning anyway. You need the heater.
Getting there.
That's right.
It's getting there. It's got half tanks of fuel, so it's 150 gallon tanks. We'll see if we can make her all the way home. Probably not. It's about 1,600 miles. No, wait. Boise. How far is Boise past like Burley? 200
I don't even
miles,
know,
maybe?
man. I've never been to Boise.
Well, it's probably 1,500 miles from there to here to there.
Yeah.
Alex wants to see me in a G-string. Alex, nobody wants to see that. But they're going to see it anyway. Oh, man. Michael says, no, Alex says, I want to work for Adam. No, you don't. You'll end up like Scott with COVID.
I thought we couldn't say that.
I think you can say it now.
Oh, okay. You can say it now.
Yeah. So, Nick, anything that you got new happening right now or promoting right now?
No,
Did you renew anything with DriveWise?
I didn't. They didn't get quite as good of a return on their investment as they were hoping, so they didn't want to continue. But it is just as well for me because I think that was a long one for my first one. It was 2 months long, 16 videos that I had to remember to say my spiel on. And it was a lot, but and then one special video just for them. So yeah, it was cool. I was happy to have the boost to the income when I wasn't hauling as many loads because I was moving across the country. So they helped kind of alleviate that cost for me.
Yeah.
So but yeah, no, we talked and I just said, so how did you guys do? Were you guys happy with it? What can I do better in the future? And they just kind of said, well, you kind of were already promoting us before we, started the campaign. So maybe some people, maybe you had already sent some of the people that would have gone. And so they tried to give me the benefit of the doubt. They were cool about it, but yeah, they didn't end up with, as far as the numbers, but they also, part of their plan was just brand awareness. So they're like, we don't have really a metric to measure that. So, but we're just going to say it probably went well because of how many views and, the interactions you get on your videos. So
yeah. They're a good company with a good product. No mind promoting good things.
Yeah.
What is DriveWise?
It's like
like pre-pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me say pre-pass on the videos, but they're a rival of pre-pass to bypass the scales, and it works on your phone with your GPS tracking on your phone. So you have to have locations turned on, and then they know what road you're on at what time and where you're at, and then they know when the scale's coming up, and they tell you, hey, there's a scale coming up, and then they tell you if you can bypass or if you can pull in. So I like it. It's cool. I'm using it before they ever called me up. I was using it.
Did RTS try to buy you yet?
Yes. No, not RTS. Who was it? I already forgot who it was. But yeah, I've had a couple bigger companies try to come in for factoring and fuel and come in and get my business. So
Yeah, I get a lot of them. The RTS money would have been pretty good, but that's all right. They
Was
can
it-
have it. They
who
can keep
was it that I'm thinking of? I'd have to go back and look it up. It's one of the big guys though. They were looking for people. It probably was RTS. I just forgot already.
It was like $200
But I
for
used
every
them-
fuel card you sold, and then a percentage of everybody's factoring.
I was talking with the factoring, and they were doing the percentage of the factoring, and that was. I took that to my factoring company and said, "Hey, are you guys interested in doing anything like this?" And so I'm talking with my factoring company now. In fact, I have an agreement with my factoring company. I just haven't been saying it yet, but they can. Yeah, basically, I decided to go with the flat rate rather than the compounding. Building percentage,
Right.
the pyramid scheme.
Love a good pyramid scheme as long as you're at the bottom or the top.
Yeah.
Wait, you want to be at the bottom? Yeah,
Yeah.
you want to be at the bottom. Rolls downhill. Oh, was that the right jug or was that a typo on error you just did there?
You know that I had to take like 3 or 4 glances at to make sure. Wait, that's yeah, okay, all right.
You're
We're
still
good.
smiling, so it must have been the right one. You'd have to throw that truck away.
What was that, Dumb and Dumber, where the cop takes a swig of his?
You boys get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So one could assume, since you're out of or you're able to leave California, that all the stipulations are off of your truck then for purchase.
Yeah. So that was actually really cool because my original understanding that I had with them verbally was that it ended at the end of this year. And then they sent me the first contract and it said it was a 5-year contract. So I would have to run in California. 90% of my miles would have to be in California for 5 years, basically the length of my loan. And so I went back to them and said, hey, this isn't what was originally said. I would have never done this program if I had to stay in California for 5 years. So they rewrote it. And in my mind, I'm sitting there thinking, like, I read it and it said January 1st, 2023 is when it's over, or December 31st of 2022, whatever. So I'm functioning like that's what I have to do. But, you know, I want to move my kids to Tennessee during the summertime. So I was like, hey, we're going to move. And then I'm going to bring my truck back into California. And I'm just going to work like 6 weeks at a time in California, maybe do the grape season, maybe do some other stuff for content and stuff. And then I just fly back and forth when I wanted to go home. And I mean, I would have been a mess. It would have been terrible. It was a terrible idea, but I wanted, you know, we were moving and I wanted my kids to start school. I didn't want to move them in the middle of school, whatever. So we're leading up to moving. It was like the middle of April or May. And I called them up, the specific air district that I lived in, San Joaquin Valley Air District. So they're from like Bakersfield to Sacramento, basically. Like that whole valley area is covered by that air district. And I said, hey, I have this, you know, program in. It doesn't end until this date, but we're moving out of state. Is there anything we can do? You know, can I pay a little bit, you know, back in order to change the date, or is there some other way that we can do it? And the lady said, well, let me talk to my supervisor and see what she says. And then she sent me an email. It wasn't even a phone call. She sent me an email that said, you fulfilled your contract as of April something or other. And I was like, are you sure? And I went back to look at the contract, and my contract, you know how they have those contracts that are like the links, you know, like the finished product, and you're supposed to like save it and print it or whatever. Well, wherever I saved it on my computer, I could not find how, because I know I saved it. I can't find the document. So I searched up and down for the document. And then I like called her and said, are you sure? Because I don't want to like do this and then have you guys coming after me like 2 years later that, hey, remember we gave you that $50,000 and you were supposed to stay here for 2 more months or 6 more months or whatever. And she said, no, this is your project number, right? And I said, yeah. And then she said, okay, well, that project number, the contract has been fulfilled. It is done. You have nothing else. I said, so you guys are never going to need anything else from me. I don't even have to give you guys another, like a report, because at the end of the year, you have to give them a report of how many miles you drove in the state, in their district, and all that kind of stuff. And she said, no, we never need another one of those from you. You never have to hear from us ever again. I was like, all right, cool. Nice. I'm out. Yeah. So
that's a win.
I don't know how that happened. I think that I honestly think that they just decided to end it for me out of like generosity. And because I think that other people don't even try to follow the rules and follow the contracts, and they don't really have a way to monitor it after the fact. I don't know how many people have ever been audited on that program. I've never heard of anyone being audited. So I think that they just knew I was the kind of guy that tries to follow the rules, and they were like, gosh, this guy's going to be the only guy getting punished out of everybody, and he's the only one who's actually trying to follow the rules. So we'll just throw him a bone, because there's no way that contract said April. There's no way. There's no way.
That's awesome, though.
That is awesome.
Because I would have remembered that, and that was the one part. I didn't read the entire contract. That was the one part of the contract that I made sure to read thoroughly, because that was the one thing that pertained to, our future plans of moving to Tennessee. So I remember reading it.
That's cool. Probably because you were compliant and did everything that they asked you to do. They probably appreciated that.
I think so.
Or they knew that their contract was unenforceable, and maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But well, that's cool.
They were from the good part of California. So if you deal with anyone in any of the valley cities between Bakersfield and like Stockton, Modesto, you're going to deal with good people. If you deal with people on the coast, it gets a little spottier. If you deal with anyone up like north of Sacramento, usually you're going to deal with good people.
That's because they're too high to care.
Well, yeah, that's.
They got a grow house in their basement. They're good.
The Emerald Triangle.
With both feet says reason number 11 million to leave California. You got a citation for having a fire in your fireplace at your house.
I did. $100 citation, $100 fine.
You didn't dare own a gas powered generator, did you, or a gas powered lawnmower?
I did. I did have a gas powered lawnmower. Yeah.
Better have the spark arrestor on that.
Real bold criminal you are there.
I smoked ribs in my backyard using more wood than what we would use in our fireplace. I never got in trouble for smoking ribs. But
don't you know that's what they built Alcatraz for?
Yeah.
People like you.
People like me, man.
You hardened criminal.
My sister used to live in San Francisco, and I was out there for about a month once. And that was quite an experience. That's a different kind of person out there.
San Francisco is weird to everyone who lives, even if people that live in San Francisco is weird. I don't know. It's a weird place.
Yeah. Yeah, they can have it. The poverty. What do they say? I heard one time, if you make below $300,000 and you live in Sacramento or in San Francisco, you live below the poverty level. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I don't know, but
it's expensive out there.
It's crazy. I have one fun story about San Francisco. I was a manager at Jamba Juice when I was like 23, 24 years old, and I was being trained in San Jose. And then they wanted me to get like some other certain training that the only time it was happening was in San Francisco. So I drove into San Francisco, and I was at this on like Market Street or it was like the business area. So it was a Saturday, and everything was like, it was like a ghost town because it was all where like all the, you know, highfalutin office jobs are, where no one works on the weekends. And
Market gearing.
So we're in this in the Jamba Juice getting training, and then they sent us out for lunch. And so I'm walking down the street, and we're walking towards one of the main streets, and I'm with all these people that live in the city. They live there. They've grown up there. They're like 19-year-old, 20-year-old kids. And I'm walking, and I see this guy in like a flesh-colored like bodysuit on rollerblades, and he's wearing a top hat. And he's like 2 blocks away, and he does a couple like pirouettes around the like street sign, the light pole on the corner, and then he kind of goes out of sight behind a building, and then we get a little bit closer, and then he comes circling back around, and then there's a couple guys on bicycles that ride by, and I'm like, oh, he's not wearing a flesh-colored bodysuit. He's actually naked. He's rollerblading around San Francisco with just the top hat on, right? He's just free balling, and then it was a parade of nudist bicyclists coming down the street, and it wasn't like a parade of any sort. It was like a club, and that's what they did. And so we sat there at the street corner waiting for the light to turn green, as these guys just rode their bikes, all of them nude. Some of them were like holding the back of the other guy's seat as they were riding, you know. It was so weird. And I'm looking over at these people, and I'm like, is this what San Francisco's like? You know, because I lived and grew up in California, but I grew up in a small town, like far away from the cities. And so I'm like, is this what this is like? Like, is this normal? And these kids are like, no, we've never seen this before in our lives. I'm like, well, you guys don't get out very much, do you? I mean, they go to Giants games, and that, you know, you just don't go down to
that
certain
was
places.
That was just a city council meeting you saw.
Yeah. Yeah, my folks went out there to see my sister, and they took a walk down Baker's Beach, and they went the wrong way, if you know what I mean. And they went walking past through this nude beach, and here's my folks, very Midwestern. And
they stop and get their freak on.
They came back down to the regular beach area, just like red in the face. It was hilarious. And my sister, of course, she's like, "You like what you see there?" They're all red in the face.
Mom was never the same after that, was she?
I don't think so.
Oh man. Well, guys, I'm sorry. I think I got to hit the hay. My eyes are burning here.
All right, man.
So, everybody, thanks for participating. Yeah, let's do it again. Yeah, Velox, we should get together for a few shows and stuff, and
let's do it.
Give the folks what they want.
Hey, I've been telling everyone I'm glad I'm getting to know you and Cash a little better, because I can put more numbers in my Rolodex for people that can teach me stuff about what I'm doing, because I have no clue what I'm doing most of the time on these reefers and just trucking in general. You know?
Yeah. I got nothing. Everything I learned, I got from Cash.
There you
go. I got to link up with you one of these days and get you for one of those consultations at $100 a pop. Oh. But
you don't
honestly, like no. Actually, I do have a few things I want to talk with you about, and I'll hit you up with one of those. And
just call me.
All right,
you got my number. So, all right, everybody, thanks for coming in tonight. I appreciate you all joining us here, and definitely check out Alonzo. You have a channel, right?
Yes, sir.
Put your link in the comments so when people watch the replay, they can see it in the chat. And Velox, everybody knows who you are, but everybody make sure to go to Truckin' with Velox.
Big of a channel.
Yeah, don't Don't go to Trucking with Velox 19. That is a video channel for a nudist camp on the beach. All right, everybody, take care. We'll see you next time.
All right, later.